All right, guys, episode 35 coming at you, brought to you by Mastercraft. Super psyched about this one, Shane. Mastercraft, the first sponsor and partnership with the Bonifay Banter.
Yeah, no, this is cool. I'm really pumped. Like, we've been Mastercraft
I mean, this is the first boat that we both ever skied on. 30 years will be next year for me and Mastercraft. So makes perfect sense, man. And I love it. Mastercraft, thank you very much. And on this episode, Shane, we're in for a heater. This is Seth Enslow, man. Yeah. Seth Enslow is a true pioneer in freestyle motocross. Back in the Crusty Demons of Dirt days, he jumped longer, crashed harder, had more heart, didn't do any tricks, and was just the star of every one of those shows. And he's the nicest guy coming on the show tonight with Scott Byerly sitting to my right to help along with the banter. So
it's going to be a good one. This is awesome, man. Yeah, Seth was, just the craziest badass dude out there. And I remember us young watching Fresno Smooth and Crusty Demons of the Dirt, all of that, and just being like,
I'll tell you, I'm going to say this on the episode. If a 14-year-old me told me that like we would be sitting across from Seth Enslow, dude, I would have.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. But it's going to be sick. Thank you, Mastercraft. Here we go. Episode. Let's get into it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bonifay Banter Podcast.
Episode 35, and we're in for a real heater. And dude, I've been waiting for this one, dude. If you would have told a 14-year-old me that we would have had this guest sitting straight across from me right now, I would have freaked the fuck out, man. Seth Enslow on the podcast right now, just a legend and just madman. The dude who crashed harder, went bigger, didn't need to do any fucking tricks, dude. He is a true pioneer in the freestyle motocross fucking scene in the mid-90s. Seth Enslow, ladies and gentlemen. And we also got Scott Byerly sitting to the right to help along with the banter. Thanks, boys, for coming on.
Hell yeah. Thanks for having me.
Dude, if you would have heard the conversations before we actually hit record, Seth just drove or rode
2,750 miles to your door.
Dude, which makes it officially the person who's driven the furthest to get to the podcast.
Yeah. No, it's awesome, man. Like,
Mad Max.
2 wheels.
Dude, that's a wild ride, man. How many? And so you've been going for 4. It took you 4 days to get here. And what are you on again?
Yeah, I'm on a road glide, Harley Davidson road glide. It's 6-speed. It's I left Sunday morning, Mother's Day, and I did 800 miles the first day, 700 the second day, about 650 the third day, and probably another 650 today from Orange Beach, Alabama.
All by yourself,
solo cholo,
dude. That is so
cholo.
And you rode 35 minutes here with Scott.
Yeah, long. It was far.
Scott's getting cramped already. You already rashed up, Scotty.
My back's already hurting.
Didn't you say that you're going down to the Keys after this?
Yeah, we're gonna ride down to Key West this weekend.
What's that? Another 6 hours? Nothing for Seth. That's a lot for you.
Yeah, that's gonna be the furthest I've ridden ever.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've only rode my chopper to like the beach from my house. I haven't gone all the way down there yet. So.
I didn't really look how far it was from Orlando area down to Key West. But Scott's like, I got us a hotel booked for halfway there. So I'm thinking it's far. And I looked, and it's only like 6 hours. I'm like, we're crushing it.
We're crushing it.
Oh, yeah. It's not far.
Cancel the reservation.
We'll be there. We'll be there by 2:00.
I love it, though. Y'all did roll up in some serious, on some serious bikes, too. I love coming in hot.
We're not the only ones that came on a bike, though, right? Uncle Paul rode his motorcycle,
it's
right?
True.
That's a good point. Yeah, Uncle Paul showed up rumbling. We heard y'all. Me and Shane were sitting on the porch, and we just heard. Ooh. I was like, "Uh-oh,
here they come!
Here they come!" And they're taking the Lakeway too, because that was a good sunset ride on the way.
Oh
here.
yeah,
that was.
I asked him. I said, "Hey, do you want to ride in the truck or you want to ride out? It's gonna be nice country roads."
I would have figured 2,700 miles. You get to Scott's house, you'd be like, "Man, can we sit in the AC in the truck for a little bit?"
No way.
You love to fucking ride.
He loves it.
Nothing's like being in the element and just being on their bike, man. Like, and when you ride every day from sun up to sundown, it's just what you do. Like we've done this for the last 3 years. We do like 10,000 miles, me and 5 buddies. We rode to Alaska 2 years ago,
Holy shit.
up to the Yukon. We rode to the easternmost part of Canada last year, which is St. John's Island, Newfoundland.
Yeah, that's where we slid icebergs for Red Bull like a long time ago. Newfoundland. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that's where the Titanic sunk, like
It's up
300,
there.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
Yeah.
300 miles off
That
the coast.
accent that they have up there is the most craziest accent like I've ever heard. It's like Canadian, but like a bit of French and this
Irish.
kind of like,
The
and
whole
like an
island,
Irish,
St.
and like an
John's, it's like
Irish kind of
Irish,
like
yeah.
it's a wild one. That's a crazy ride.
Yeah, it was good. So you had to take a ferry from Nova Scotia to the island. So we put our bikes on a ferry, and there was semi trucks on there, tractors, cars, like a 5-story ferry. And you sleep on the boat overnight and land in the morning, and then ride 10 hours to the easternmost point where the lighthouse is.
Damn.
They have rooms on the ferry?
Yeah, but we didn't get rooms. We didn't book it early enough, so we just slept on the floor on our air mattresses.
Oh, yeah.
And you can pack all that stuff, the air mattresses, everything into your rig, or are you wearing something, or are you?
No, I
kinda-
just got a tour pack trunk on the back, and I just put all my camping gear in that. So I got a tent and an air mattress and a sleeping bag that fits back there, and then I just bring my leather pants, leather jacket, leather vest, and then some rain gear. And
What do you do if it just starts pouring on you? Like, do you
keep riding.
I remember seeing you
of course.
you were posting stuff last summer where you guys riding and it was raining on you so much.
Yeah, we got wet on the way to Canada for
Yeah, I
sure.
was like, oh fuck.
It was
It was like every other post was like pouring
it was
rain.
dumping. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ride bikes, never have, but I can guarantee you, rain would be like, okay, we gotta we gotta stop. I'm getting a hotel room or something. We're not going any
You
further.
put on the goggles. I imagine you can put your head down and power through it. Shane, you haven't ridden anything bigger than a fucking
No.
50, dude.
No, but I do have a leather jacket, so I'm almost there.
But yeah, that
I
you
do.
can
like,
relate to.
You've had that for a long time.
Yeah.
That you
so-
can relate to.
I'm halfway there. I wouldn't say halfway, maybe
That's-
an eighth of the way there.
So do you ride your bike when you're going to work every day too? You take the bike?
Depends on where the job is. I've been operating heavy equipment the last few years, so
California?
sometimes it's a real dusty road to get to the job site,
Oh, yeah.
and the bike just gets worked. So, but after going to Alaska on the dirt roads that we had to take to get there, it's like whatever. Let's
So
go.
when you went to Alaska, did you ride all the way up and then ride all the way back down, or did you put
Yeah.
your? I thought I saw somebody where they can put your bike on a boat, like a ferry in
No.
Washington, and go to Alaska.
No.
No.
You can, but I ride.
Oh, okay.
But you got to
ride.
go through Canada, so it's like 5 days to the Yukon. You get up into British Columbia, and then it's it's called the ALCAN, the Alaskan Canadian Highway. And we went up through Montana and got on it there, and then rode like 5 days to the Yukon. And there's permafrost from it being so cold, so they're always doing road work. So you're like, oh, finally good road. And then like 5 miles later, you're back in the dirt, rock road.
They're all like just semi kind of like. Do you take like pretty much like some back kind of like roads, or
It's
are
just
you
that
stay
one
on
road.
Just
It's
that one.
the Alcan Highway. The Alaskan
I mean, up there,
Canadian
that's the
Highway.
only-
It's the only road.
But even coming here, you're
one
going to take
kind.
like 27, and you're not going to go. You probably don't take like 70. Do you take like more interstate, or you kind of go like more back roads?
So I was going to take the 10 all the way across, but then I typed in his address, Scott's address, and it said flood warning and severe weather. So I decided to go up to Barstow, which is on the way to Las Vegas, and jumped on the 40 in Barstow and came across and stayed in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then from there, I cut down to Fort Worth, Texas. And from there, I went across to Mississippi, Brandon, Mississippi, and saw my sister yesterday. And then from there down to Orange Beach. And from Orange Beach, I jumped on the 10 for a little bit by Pensacola, where he dislocated his knee.
Yeah. The
On that-
Scambia River. They're from Pensacola.
Yeah, we're all from Pensacola. Or a lot of
Bonifay
Bonifay's
Beach.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonifay Beach. If
Man,
I had
that's
a
so
nickel
You're distant. You're.
every time. Is that what he said?
It is.
If I had a nickel for every time a skier left that beach, I would never have to work again a day in my life. There's been thousands and thousands of people. I'm like, wait, you would have like
If you have a few hundred bucks.
520 bucks.
Uncle
Well,
Paul.
Paul lives a simple life.
So did you get any rain this time? Did it get you? Or did you
Today,
outrun
a
it?
little bit. I stopped in Crystal River and caught up with this dude. It's a pretty funny story, actually. So this guy hit me up on Instagram about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. and he's like, "Hey, I want to buy that number 855 white bike that you rode in Crusty 1." I'm like, "Bro, I don't know where that bike is. That was like 30 years ago. Like, I have no idea where that bike is." He's like, "Well, I want to build one just like it, a replica, but I can't find any 91 CR 125s anywhere. Can you find me one?" I'm like, "Well, I could find one as easy as you can find one. I'm going to look at Cycle Trader. I'm going to look on eBay. I'm going to just
Literally do
search.
the same thing he would.
Search.
right?" So I did it anyway. He hit me up, and on my lunch break, I searched it, and I was like, "Wow, there's a 1990 that looks real close to the 91, and it's only an hour away from my house. I can go grab it for you, and you can get it shipped to Florida." And he's like, "Done." I was just gave him the number. He called and bought it. I went up there that Saturday. The next day, it was Friday when I talked to him. I went there the next morning, drove out there, picked up the bike, brought it to my house, and it's just chilling there. He's already ordered all the white plastic.
You're kidding me.
Sick.
All the
Just a random guy?
some random guy. His name's Mike.
Wow.
And he's like, "Bro, I idolized you. I even dyed my hair blonde and had a 91 CR 125, but I sold it and I regret selling it. And now I want to get another one and build it, a replica of the bike that you had. So if you can help me in
Is
any
he
way."
going to jump it off the dune?
No, he's just gonna cruise it.
Bro,
he
how
actually
psyched-
wants to go to the dunes. He wants to come to California and ride the dunes.
Fuck yeah.
How psyched is he, dude? He literally took a stab in the dark, reached out to you, you replied back, and you actually searched it, found the bike, and
Yeah.
now he's getting, after that backstory, he's getting the bike that you found for him. Like that's almost the closest it can come to your original bike.
And I go, "Hey, I'm riding to Florida. I'll stop by your house." I stopped by his house. His birthday's tomorrow.
Shut the fuck
No
up.
way.
And he's like, "This is the best birthday present ever. I can't believe you're here. Meet my mom, meet my wife." He's like showing me around his house. I'm like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And yeah, he's getting the bike shipped out in June. There's a trucking company coming picking it up. And then, like I said, he's already bought all the seat cover and the white plastic to make it look like he's got the 855 number. Oh, he gave me one. He gave me he's like, "Oh, this is for you."
Is that the bike that you jumped off the dune?
It came with an
Shut
855. He's like, "This is for you."
way.
So
He gave it to you.
he got the big numbers for the plates, but this came with it, and he's like, "This is for you." I'm like, "For me? Thanks, bro."
Dude,
Let's see.
that's
Is that
cool.
the bike
That's-
that you jumped off the
Give Mike a
dune?
little shout out.
Yeah.
The big jump? Is that the bike?
No, it was the just the first Crusty, the one I came down that big hill and then went up the face and just crashed the shit out of it.
Right,
And,
right.
Like, yeah,
Wearing the LBZ shirt?
it was even before LBZ. I was just wearing like snowboard gear.
That was
Oh.
a big desert dune.
No,
No.
that was in the Crusty one, yeah, but
Right.
that was on a borrowed Suzuki.
I know the other one where you like case on the little like step up looking.
It was
You
when
had so many
I
crashes,
dropped in a
It was
real
one of
big
those.
hill and
Yeah.
then went up a vertical hill on the backside, like all the way down and up and over on that bike. And then, yeah, just out in the, like I never free rode before because I was from Pennsylvania and raced in New York State because there was jumps on the racetrack. That's why I went and started racing motocross. So when I got to California, they're hitting like, you know, just rolling hills and free riding. And I'd never seen that kind of terrain before. So I'm just going for it. 'Cause I told Dana, I'll jump anything anybody else jumps. He's like, well, I'm filming like the top guys. I'm filming like McGrath and Emick and like Buddy Antonez, Denny Stevenson, all these guys.
Yeah, like
I'm
who the
I don't
fuck are
care.
you?
I don't care.
Coming-
I'll hit anything that they hit. And he's like, all right, well,
You're just to like point the camera at this shit because I'm going
Yeah.
from there to there.
just roll the camera because I'm going for it.
You're going to go too short or way too far?
Yeah.
How did you?
I would say going too far most of the time.
Most
Most
of
of
the
the
time,
stuff
yeah.
I saw, you were like, okay, we want to hit it this fast. I'm gonna go a little bit faster. Just
Well,
What
you
you
don't
can-
want a case.
What you?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. As bad as like overshooting it is.
I've seen you land on some people on their bikes.
I've seen
yeah.
Oh, we're
that,
getting.
that one,
we're gonna
you came up a
definitely
little
get in.
short on that one.
Yeah, that was the bike, the motor. So there's a power valve that opens the exhaust ports when the power band kicks in, and this motor was just rebuilt, and the guy broke the clip that opens those, so the exhaust wasn't opening up. So it ran fine going on the flats and down hills, but when you put it under a load to start to climb a hill, it was just bogging. But I just was so pumped to be riding with McGrath and them. I went for it anyway. I didn't even look at the landing. So
You did, yeah. I mean, if you had had enough juice, you could have got over it
For sure. But I didn't even look at the landing before I hit it.
It would have been
saw
close.
the takeoff with the rut and I went for it and it started bogging. I'm just like, well, I'm just going to commit anyway. As soon as I left the takeoff, there's people sitting on like the safety deck of the landing. And I was like, oh no. There's
Whose
people
bike
there.
was that you landed on? Was it?
That was one of McGrath's bikes.
Oh, it was McGrath's bike.
Yeah,
I thought it was Emming's
Was
bike.
that Crusty too?
Yeah, that was part 2.
What was it Emming that said, that was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life?
Yeah.
That's
There's some good quotes from those movies.
So basically, the big launch that I did in the first Crusty Demons in the sand
That's
dunes,
the best one.
that was a borrowed bike that I was riding. This dude, I took the 855, 125. So we were on our way to Mammoth Mountain to do the border cross motocross. And Damien took a detour and went to Dumont sand dunes instead. So, all right, we're going to ride the dunes, I guess, on the way to Mammoth. Well, the 125 blew up because it was jetted for elevation. You got to lean them out to go up to the high elevation or you'll foul up spark plugs.
Yep.
Well, in the dunes, Dumont's in Death Valley, which is actually negative sea level. It's like below sea level.
Do you get more juice then?
You need more juice because it's got so much air.
Right.
So the small jets that I had for high elevation were too lean and the bike blew up like right away. So there was a guy with us that had a brand new Suzuki that he wasn't jumping. So I'm like, let me jump your bike. And he goes, don't break it.
That was a brand new
Is it-
bike.
Did I hear him?
Oh.
Did I hear him saying that one? Like this is the first time you were riding like a 250 or like what?
Yeah, it was my first time in the sand dunes. I'd never been to the sand dunes before. I was brand new. Like I just moved to California, never seen the sand dunes. My 125 blew up right away, so I didn't get to jump it. Started jumping his bike, found a big jump with Damien. We were hitting this 4th gear double, it was like 120 feet. So I was, getting confident, feeling good. And they'd had this jump in the teaser that I'd seen that Brian Manley and Joel Ulbrich were hitting. And I'm like, take me to that jump. I want to hit that jump. Well, in the sand dunes, the wind changes jumps. Every time you go there, it's different.
A little bit of trajectory, a little bit of landing kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like sometimes we would hit a jump going one direction and then we'd come back the next time and the lip was the other way because the wind changed direction. So we'd hit it going the other way, whether it was a double or a tabletop or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah.
So this jump that I'd seen in the teaser that was over a year old, the footage had changed and it was way bigger and there was a kicker on it. And I'd already promised I was hitting it if I went to the dunes. So I went for it and I didn't want to come up short because it was like a big gap with a big face and wouldn't have been good if I came up short. So I hit it a little fast and totaled that guy's bike.
Total that guy's
Did
bike.
you?
I love
And
that.
you knew in the air because like it looked like the sand was so smooth like on that to where it would have been hard to almost see like when you were about to hit at all. Like I didn't know like because you overshot it by a lot. You just like free fall into like fucking like a Star Wars fucking movie or fucking something.
I was still going up when I should have been going down. Like I went so far and I knew where I was going to land. I could see where I was going to land and it was so far down. And people ask me over the years, they're like, why didn't you? I would have jumped off. I'm like, dude, I'd
Fuck
be dead
that.
if I jumped off.
Yeah.
All I had was the suspension on the bike.
Yeah.
So I just revved the motor to try to help pull out some of the impact away instead of just taking it straight down and just looped it out. So it hit back wheel first and just kind of rolled it out. But I was 19 years old. So like my body
You
was,
were 19 there.
yeah, my body rolled it out. Like if I were to do that jump now, I'd be done. I'd probably be paralyzed, but I pulled it at 19.
That's so crazy. That's the first time you've been out there, and that's like probably one of the most famous clips ever.
Yeah.
It pretty much put my name on the map and the Crusty Demons video on the map. Like
100%.
everybody's like, you got to see this video because this
Because of
dickhead-
that clip.
Because of
look at
that.
this kid. Like, so yeah.
Dude, John
The gift
Freeman and Dana must have like looked at each other like, what the fuck?
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
And it's like once that's like you're like known for that, and then they're like, hey, we're doing part 2, and you're like, shit, I
Exactly.
gotta fucking send it again.
Exactly. So
Like,
that's what I was getting at. Everybody's like, so what are you going to do to top that jump from the first video? You guys are filming for part 2? I'm like, I don't know. That was an accident. Like, we'll see what happens. And then another accident happened. I landed on all those bikes. I didn't look and see that the bikes were even there. I just went for it. So I'm like, I looked at Dana and I go, well, we got the shot for part 2.
When did it change to where you were going for distance stuff? Like the I'm gonna go this far. Like Evil Knievel type.
Well, I kind of was known for going big from those first couple videos, mainly the first one. And FMX started getting popular. Like
the tricks.
A lot of the BMXers were hanging out, and Carey Hart was like talking about doing backflip. And then X Games brought it in as one of the sports.
Yeah.
So people were learning tricks, but it's a judged event. And I just figured, you know what? I've been standing alone my whole life. I'm on my own deal. So I don't want to just be one of the crew that's getting judged by the judge panel. I want to do my own thing. And Robbie Knievel was doing some jumps at the time, but he'd never gone for the long distance record jump. This dude named Doug Danger had the record from like 1991.
What was that?
251 feet.
Doug Danger. That's a nice name.
Yeah. So that's when
Original
I started.
name.
That's the original Danger.
Yeah. So that's why I started going for that. I said, I'm just going to go for the long distance record jumps and make my own path, being the long distance guy, like the new Evil Knievel of this age, instead of just being one of the judged riders. And
Well, especially
tricks.
after seeing the feet and feeling the feedback after you got from Crusty 1 and that jump and just like going and being the real spotlight and still in the show. It seems like, why would you ever even flirt with anything else? You had you saw like the kind of path, and it seems like the impact that those two movies, the momentum you have after fucking Crusty 1 and Crusty 2, like, dude.
Yeah, you already had your personality. Like you were that guy. So it's like, I love the idea of just being like, I don't want to be one of the judged. Like, let me just send it. Like, I want to do this. And nobody else is going to be able to fuck with me on it. Like, I'm just going.
Remember the cereal commercial, "Tricks are for kids, silly rabbit"?
Yeah.
I used to say that. I'd be like, why don't you do tricks? Why don't you do the X Games? I'm like, tricks are for kids. I'm going big.
And it is interesting what you were saying earlier. It's like how when you set the bar so high, like what do you have to do next? Like after like Crusty 1, Crusty 2, you're like, what are you doing now? And you're like, fuck, I just fucking damn near died on like a couple jumps, but
right. So being that Robbie Knievel was doing these jumps, and they were spectacular jumps, rooftop to rooftop. He jumped that canyon, and they looked bitchin'. He was on TV, he was, he's a Knievel, so he probably already had that name going for him. But the actual gaps were only like 120 feet. I'm like, I could jump that with my eyes closed. Like, let's go. So I met Johnny Airtime and started using his takeoff ramp and just doing distance jumps. I did a monster truck shows for halftime.
Those are more flat, kind of like more.
Yeah, they're more gradual. So you hit them out in fifth gear instead of.
How fast?
I was hitting like when the front end snapped off my bike.
You're on
Vegas.
a Harley too, correct? Like on those, or like a soup? Like what do you?
No, he's on a dirt bike.
It's just a two-stroke CR250. Yeah, but like when the front end snapped off my bike in Vegas, that was June of '99. That I was going 72 miles an hour and jumped 230 feet. So I was working up to that 251 foot record jump of Doug Danger's, slowly making some money, just slowly getting up to that distance. And that's when I realized I need a bigger takeoff ramp than Johnny Airtime's. I need something taller and longer. So we built that ramp that I used at Mike Sinkmar's parents' house in December of '99, 6 months later. And it was just so big that we didn't have enough dirt for a landing. The landing was way too small for how big that takeoff was. That was the first time we'd used it. And it was 15 feet tall on the end and 64 feet long. And I hit that at like 78 miles an hour and it just went way too fast. When you're going that fast.
Is that the big crash? Like
smashed his head.
Shane, I think we have a couple of these up. Like,
wasn't the wind like a big factor in that too, right?
Is this the jump?
Big tailwind. Yeah, that ramp there.
Just hauling into it.
So you're almost going 80 miles an hour right there.
Yeah.
We're watching a clip of Seth. That's Mike.
And how far were you going for right there?
I was going for 251 feet.
That's the record.
Plus, right.
And you were coming. You already did that jump a few other times and came short. And you were trying to.
At a smaller, I was working my way up to it, but I went too far. See how small the landing
Yeah,
is?
Yeah, you needed more dirt, right?
Way more dirt, bigger target.
Look at him kicking his feet.
I was like kicking my weight down.
It looked like my all or nothing clip where I'm just like, no, I'm eating shit.
Man, I can remember this like yesterday, dude.
Damn. And you just ate the handlebars.
Yeah, so what happened is the bottom triple clamp broke. Like 6 months earlier in Vegas, both top and bottom clamp broke and the whole front end snapped off and the front wheel hit me in the face. So I went to the company that built the triple clamps and said, okay, we need to make a stronger, lower triple clamp with 3 bolts on each side instead of 2. Let's leave it solid billet aluminum instead of honing it out to make it lighter like they did for the race bikes. Let's make a strong one. Well, it still broke. I should have just left the stock Honda one on there instead of the aftermarket billet ones, because nothing beats stock Honda, because it's forged just like liquid metal poured into a cast.
The original,
and,
yeah.
You know, just way stronger. The billet ones look cool, but they're not as strong as the stock ones. So the bottom clamp broke that I had custom made for that jump, and the top one didn't break. But when the bottom one broke, it allowed the front end to rake out like a chopper a little bit.
Was that a cushion to you? Would that soften the blow a little bit?
No, what happened, like if you bottom a dirt bike out all the way, the frame underneath the motor is still a little bit off the ground. But when it broke the clamp, it raked it out to where the frame dug into the ground and it threw me forward. Because I plan on just bringing my head down behind the bars. But when it threw me forward, it hit my head on the bolt that holds the front brake lever and went into my goggle and crushed all the bone behind my eyebrow.
Oh, it was the bolt.
Do you really?
It's the 8mm bolt that holds the brake.
I thought it was a speedometer.
You really think if that didn't snap, you were going to try it? You could have had a chance of pulling that one out and just flatten bottom, just muscling
I
through
was
it.
riding that bolt to the ground. But yeah, it threw me forward, so I hit my head on the bars.
Which led to the best cover of a video ever, and it's the
Staples,
the hard way, where it's just the stitches and the crown, and you're just like I loved that cover for so long. Like just
to the listeners, if you want to watch Seth's documentary, it's Seth the Hard Way, dude, and I watched it just a couple days ago. It brought me back, but damn, dude, I was like,
what was cool about that? The time that video came out. So the jump was December of 1999. And it was still VHS days. So the VHS box cover, we embossed the staples so you could feel them. Like you could rub your finger over them and feel them
such a good idea.
Popping up. And then also I sold a bunch of VHSs, and then DVDs came out, and the same people that bought the VHS bought the DVD also. So I kind of double sold them to a lot to that video.
that was right on the cusp, but when they were kind of transitioning.
What year is that? That's probably 2001, 2002,
99.
December of 99,
yeah.
So the movie came out early 2000, and that was right when Sega Genesis, I think, could play DVDs because the video games were the same size. So people were starting to get DVD players. So
did Kirk Bender shoot that photo?
Bender was there, I think, and Pine Man was
the
there.
one with the staples.
Oh, the
in your
staples.
head.
Yeah, yep,
I think that's how we all met, is through Bender,
yep.
or maybe, it was Bender.
Yeah. So how did what was
Bender
what was the shoot?
Or maybe through Fox and Shift and stuff.
I think it was Spat. Remember Spat?
Oh, I
and
know.
Lake Havasu?
Yeah, Spat.
And Spat worked for Body Glove.
Yeah.
And Mark Matson that did the jet ski videos.
Remember,
Damn, I haven't
the
heard
chopper jet
the
skis?
chopper jet skis. Yeah. So Matson, he called me not long ago, and he's like, I need to get credit for you. You wouldn't know those guys if it weren't for me, because I introduced you to Spat, and that's what they were.
Shout out that.
Okay, Mark Matson. Yeah.
Does he still live in the same house?
Yeah, he's right there off the 405.
Wow, I haven't seen him in forever. Where's Spat?
I think he's still in Havasu.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Once you go to Havasu, you never leave. You know, you get stuck. No, I'm just joking.
That gets crazy rough right there, boy. That's real deal. That's a good shit show right there to watch them go to Havasu.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
I would remember when I was there. It was that canal right there. There's all these wakeboard boats, all these boats tied up, and people buy scarabs down there.
Yeah.
And they buy them, and they go out there with the dealers, dude. Some driving them, show them how to drive it.
They don't even know how to drive.
They have no idea how to drive, and the Havasu gets ripping 40, 50 mile an hour, a constant. It is crazy, and it was blowing 30. And these boats are just creeping through, and these scarabs getting pushed into because there's a traffic jam. Some boat has to leave. The whole parade has to get stopped. Crosswind, dude. And I'm just sitting there going, watch this. And all these scarabs are just getting pushed in all these wakeboard boats. Dudes are fighting, throwing. They're like, what the fuck? Everyone's pushing boats.
Havasu's
Good
the one
shit
with
show. Good shit
Havasu's
show.
the one with the
shit show.
London Bridge, right?
London Bridge.
London Bridge, yeah.
So whenever we did one of the monster trips and we were driving down there, and it was just there was all these people on the bus, it doesn't matter. We got hammered, and as soon as we get there, we're at the hotel right next to the London Bridge, And I'm like, I'm flipping it. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm flipping it. And I go and jump off the London Bridge.
In your leather jacket.
No, it would have been better than, I think I was in my boxers, which is even worse. But jump the bridge. It's not even deep. It's like maybe like 12 feet deep. I hit bottom, like come up, run in, or I'm like excited, like, yeah, I did it. And everybody's just like, even the people from the hotel are like, police will be here in like 30 seconds. You need to hide. Like people try to jump that bridge and are arrested immediately. And I'm like, what? And like by that time
you
they're
out
like,
there on that bridge.
oh dude, yeah. Like immediate, like I was just thought it was an easy jump, and like luckily had my hotel room. They're like, here's your key, disappear for like a while.
Yeah,
like, and I ran
run.
inside and like they came. Next time I saw everybody, they're like, yeah, cops were here for like an hour looking for somebody that jumped
Is
off
that
the
the
bridge.
hotel above Hurricanes? Hurricanes is the bar down below
I
where all the
believe
docks, and then
so.
upstairs they got hotel rooms.
I believe- I
by the
just-
London Bridge.
I mean, I was hammered, so
We
it's
had
hard
the
to say.
we had the permit with Nitro Circus, and we were filming for the MTV show, and we hung a rope down, and I was standing on the back of a jet ski going like 40
Swings.
and that's when I grabbed it. Yeah, I swung up, I reached for it, almost kicked the bottom of the bridge, and then like swung back out. I tried to do it again, and my hands were fried after that.
Yeah, that'll get you.
that was sick.
Oh, good old Havasu.
Oh yeah, lots of good times out there.
So what are some of those, like we said it was how you met, but like what did y'all like hang out for a while whenever you first met?
I
Like
think
how
it
did
was
you
that
get
time
in?
when-
I know we talked about the Crusty thing when
I
you were
think
on
that's
last.
that's
but
when we were in Havasu when we met.
The same cliff jump.
That was that
rode the bike off and you were out there and y'all were hanging for that whole week or
Yeah.
whatever. Nice.
Were you riding for shift and all that stuff, Ben?
Probably. I think I signed with
Because I
Shift
thought
in,
maybe
like,
we
late
met
96,
maybe we met through
early 97.
like that, the shift stuff, like Todd Hicks or
maybe.
maybe it was when
I used
we
to
were in
stay with
Havasu.
Spat every time I went out there back
Yeah.
in the day. I'd stay at Spat's house because he had a wakeboard boat and he had the body glove thing going on.
yeah.
And then I got a boat, wakeboard boat, and would go out there. I rented a house out there for 6 months, probably like 2000, 2001. But
Did you wakeboard quite a bit?
yeah,
You got on that? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you go long or short?
ended up taking the bindings off and wake skating because
Oh,
the
nice.
bindings just worked you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The falls are way.
Yeah,
I bet he went out in the flats every time. Just wakeboarding.
for sure.
Just pinned it.
Just been. He's like,
been
we
it.
going. We sending.
How did you meet like John Freeman and that? Did you just show up because someone brought you to like that one of their shoots? You heard they're riding out?
No. Like I moved to California and I didn't know anybody, and I just moved out there. And I went to Race Tech the first day I got there and met Bubba. Bubba was working at Race Tech.
The first day you met Bubba?
Yeah, first
Isn't
day.
that crazy? Like the
Okay, so to back it up a little bit, I graduated in 93. That winter, I moved to Zephyr Hills, Florida down here, and rode at Dade City and Ocala and like
Okay.
Crooms, and rode at Gainesville.
Did you ride at
And-
Bethelo at all?
Gatorback.
No, not Bethel, but Crooms and like Brooksville, right?
Yep.
And then Ocala and Gainesville, and then Dade City, that track at the fairgrounds there. Kenny Yoho's dad ran it back then. Oh, and you know what is Ricky Hampshire would be the fat as Anthony Pocoroba and Ricky Hampshire were like the local heroes at Dade City. And Ricky Hampshire's Hampshire's dad. So RJ that's like killing it in the pros now. His dad was
Oh,
the
shit.
top guy when I was down there in the
That's
winter of
crazy.
93. So anyways, I met this dude named Richie that was just going to Wednesday night or Thursday night practices at Dade City. And I told him about, I wanted to move to California and chase the motocross dream. He's like, I want to go to California too. So this is before cell phones. We wrote letters. We wrote a letter and I'm like, hey, you still want to go to
Fucking pen
California?
pals.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, let's meet at the 40 the day after Christmas. And it was Christmas of 94. So we met at the 40, which is like by Nashville, Tennessee. I came down from Pennsylvania. He came up from Florida, and we followed each other out to California. And we came in on the 40 in Barstow, went about an hour south of that, which is Glen Helen, which is a pro national track. So I was all excited to ride another national track. And after we practiced, he goes, okay, let's go see my buddy Bubba. He works at Race Tech. So Richie knew Bubba. So we get to race tech and Bubba's working late. Everybody else had gone home. Bubba was doing phone calls, doing sales or whatever. And Bubba tells me he knows Damian Sanders, Don Zabo, Dana Nicholson. And I'd seen those guys in the Creatures of Habit snowboard videos when I was probably 16, 17. We'd watch those videos to get fired up before we went snowboarding in Pennsylvania, like in my high school, my junior, senior year. So I'm like, you don't know those guys, Bubba. He goes, yeah, I do. They live in Huntington Beach. I'm like, there's no way you know those guys. Like, those guys are sick. I've watched all their videos. He goes, I swear I know him. I'll introduce you to him tomorrow. So I meet him in Huntington Beach. He brings me to Dana's house, and I was just like tripping. I couldn't believe it. My first day there, I'm getting
You're
introduced
just
to these
fanboying
guys.
out.
I'm just like, what?
How old are you again at this point?
I was 19. So I'm just like, this is unbelievable. So I get to Dana's and he tells me, oh, we've already done 7 years of the snowboard videos. We're done. We all bought dirt bikes, and now we're going to make a video just like Creatures of Habit, but with dirt bikes instead of snowboarding. I'm like, sign me up, bro. That's going to be sick.
And keep in mind, there's been nothing like this at this point. Like, it was all kind of like racing. Like, there was no real kind of like party, like that kind of like
no lifestyle.
The fabric of like Creature of Habit, kind of like that raw.
Right. They had them in snowboard. They had them in BMX. They had surf videos like that. But motocross, all the surfers, snowboarders, BMXers were buying dirt bikes and loved them. But they just noticed that there was no videos for that sport. So Dana took the opportunity to make Crusty Demons of Dirt with John Freeman, who made the Creatures of Habit videos. And the rest is history. And I just came at the perfect time.
Perfect time.
Jump and overjumped it at the right for fucking
It's wild to think of those like chain of events that led to Crusty, because like that was what put, you know, that type of motocross on the map. But like you coming all the way there, finding these guys, meeting them, to meet them, to be in that. And
the first day,
like the timing is insane to try to think of how that all happened. And then you get in there and then you do this, and like, you know, it was a crash, but you made the movie and you made a personality to the whole thing of being like, these guys are fucking insane. And it's like if you were a week later, none of that happens. You're not in there like that all.
Or the right conversation that you had at the Dade City fucking track, the right, or like whatever
it's
just
amazing.
whatever happened, you were like, should we both go to California?
Like,
I'll just like, and that's like, I mean, actors and everyone chases this Hollywood, this California fucking dream, and you kind of you took a chance like when you were 19 and just said, fuck it.
Hey, I'll say it again. Timing is everything. Because it was just timing, and I was a shy kid. Like I didn't go, talk to people at Dade City. I was just minding my own business, just there to ride, get away from the snow, to be able to ride my dirt bike through the winter, instead of sitting there looking at my dirt bike in the shed with the snow on the ground up in Pennsylvania and New York State, So Richie made the first step and started talking to me one day. He had like the Boston accent, and he's living down in Florida, and he's like, yeah, I like your idea. Let's go to California. And I didn't know that he knew Bubba and all that. And I had like $1,400 saved with my snowboard, my dirt bike, and a couple pair of clothes in the back of a Ford Ranger. And I drove out there not knowing anybody, no job lined up, no place to stay. I was living in a hotel that you rent by the week with Richie. We had a 2-bedroom like hotel room. We got the weekly discount if you rent it by the week. And that $1,400, like if you're going to the races with entry fees and putting tires on your bike and chaining sprockets and handlebars, I would have blown through that in less than a month, and I would have been back to Pennsylvania with my tail between my legs. And everybody in Pennsylvania where I graduated high school was like, you'll be back. You don't even know anybody. You don't have a job. You have nothing. You'll be back. You're not going to make it. You're a dickhead. Like, what are you thinking? You're not going to pull it. So I was just like,
and you have lifetime friendships too. Lifetime friendships with those guys too, probably, right? Like forever. Like once you met them.
Yeah. Like right away, we hit it off.
I mean, it changed your whole life plan within that first few weeks. Like, you know what I mean? Like where it goes, and you're like, now I am actually in. Like, I could be riding my motocross, and you could have gone back home to go snowboard and do whatever. But like now you are in the inn. Like you are part of the crew, and you're
I just think
in the vids.
The chance you took, obviously going over there to chase something that like you didn't even exist yet. Like they didn't film Crusties. Like none of this. There hasn't. if you went over there, if Krusty's already existed and then you were 19 and went over there to chase it, I kind of get like you're chasing something that was anti-race, fucking like this is a whole new fucking kind of like fuck you kind of thing. But like that, it hasn't really kind of happened. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably, and I don't know shit about shit and kind of like motocross. I'll say, or like just like anything, but I don't know. It seems like that whole dream didn't really exist until you got out there, and the timing, like you said, was just.
The timing was
Kinda
perfect because I
apexed
didn't go out there to be in Crusty, like you said. There was no Crusty. It was before it even started. And I didn't go out there to free ride. I went out there for the terrain, the weather, and I also wanted to be a stunt man because I grew up watching The Fall Guy and Dukes of Hazzard. So
Colt
like,
Seavers.
if nothing else, exactly.
Colt Seavers.
Nothing else, I wanted to be a stunt man in Hollywood or just whatever. See if I could make a living on my dirt bike before I just gave up and worked at whatever job and just stayed in the small town and just threw the towel in. I was young. I had nothing holding me back. I had no girlfriend, no kids, no responsibility, nothing. I was just like, let's go. Let's give it a shot. Because I don't want to get old and say, what if I just would have went to California and gave it a shot? So I gave it a shot.
Thank God you did, dude.
If homie didn't meet you at the exit after the day after Christmas, would you have went anyways without him?
Yeah, I was already committed.
Yeah, you were pinning it.
I was going.
He didn't have to show up.
No.
1,500 in the bank, just sending it, just going.
Yeah.
And if he didn't show up and you
I
went by
wouldn't have met
yourself, you
Bubba.
would never have met Bubba.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's like the weird combination.
Flap of the butterfly's wings.
Dude,
huh?
it really
Or
is
maybe you would have
odd.
met him later.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
You
impossible. But then things would have already been happening. He would have been trying to play catch up. He wouldn't.
I wouldn't have
been-
lasted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have lasted long enough to see Krusty come out. I would have been back home.
Krusty
broke
2, you
before.
wouldn't have saw Krusty 1 and then been able to go out there and go, I want to go show these fuckers what's up.
Who knows? Probably not. I would have already been done and already went out there once and failed and just, the wind would have been out of my sails. I would have been done.
Yeah.
So I went out there to race,
It
to
was
get away
fate.
from the snow and be able to ride my
It is
bike all
fate.
year long and try to make a living on two wheels. And I did. And I've seen the world on two wheels. And I continue to see the world in America and Canada on two wheels and all over Australia. And like I said, I've been to France and Italy and, New Zealand, Japan, China, like so many countries because of two wheels.
Motorcycle.
Did you ever do the Baja? Like the Baja race that they did? Like
I did the rip
Baja
to the
Stoked
tip with
Rip to the
Cameron
Tip?
Steele and,
Yeah.
and all the boys. There was the first one that we did was just 12 of us, and Cameron's dad took a truck with a trailer big enough to hold 12 bikes, and he took the road down there. We had satellite phones, and we just went coast to coast, zigzagging back and forth. Cameron's been going down there pre-running for years because his whole family's into the whole Baja 1000 thing. So that was like one of the best trips ever. That was so much fun.
Yeah, I got to do the Baja 1000 with Monster, and only like a short little leg of it. Like they brought in all these athletes, and they gave us a trophy truck, and we got to drive that through and stuff. But it was like, it was amazing. It was
Sound like
awesome.
they picked the wrong person for that one.
They definitely did. Like, well, I mean, it was like me, Dingo, and like one athlete from each sport that Monster had, and we all got to go do this, and I got to race for probably like 12 hours, like, and it was crazy, but ripping down there through the middle of nowhere, and you're going through like little cities or little towns, and then you're back out into the middle of nowhere, and like they're just like.
Yeah.
You got to watch out. Locals will set traps. They will dig holes and you'll just bomb into something and you got to fix your whole rig and whatever. But like, it was gnarly. It was really crazy. But what's even crazier is the people that did it on bikes and stuff. Like they are diehard. And
Yeah, racing it, I wouldn't really want to race it, but the rip to the tip's fun because we're with the boys. You're stopping at little taco stands, drinking Pacificos, ripping on the beach. Then you're up in the Rocky Mountains, and you're just like enjoying every bit of it, And then there's a
What a better way to see everything.
It was
like,
awesome. And Cameron had the bed and breakfast lineup. So we'd get to these places we're staying, and this lady would have dinner cooked for us with tacos and everything. And then we'd sleep, get back on the bikes in the morning and ride another, sun up to sundown to the next destination. So it was all planned out and just the dirty dozen, 12 of us. It was so much fun.
No, I mean, the guys that did it serious, respect, but what we did with Monster was like, okay, you're in the middle leg, so hop on this plane, go down here, and then the team's going to drive up to you and you get out, and they already had the truck there. We just hop in, and I navigated for like 6 hours, and then I got to drive for 6
I bet y'all
hours.
sucked.
We were terrible, but we finished the race, or the team
about
finished the race.
Did you have to
But then
change a
it's
tire?
Changing no tire.
No. I broke one of the A arms because we were going through this tight little thing, and we hit this gravel and it slid, so we broke that, and then we had to wait for them to. I didn't fix the stuff, but we had to wait for the team come in, and then they fixed it. And then we finished our leg, and they're like, "Cool, hop in this." And I think we got in a shuttle and just drove like another 4 or 5 hours to the very end of the race, and then we waited for the team to come, and we all hung out and had beers. And it was the way you would do it if you were, just rich, like, oh, I want to participate in this. But it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, you had the factory ride.
Yeah, I had the factory ride. It was pretty well taken care of. And it was like all we had to do is get on the walkies and be like, truck's down. And they're like, what's wrong with it? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, you're gonna have to come check this out. And they're like,
Seth,
all right.
Who did you mention? It was Dukes of Hazzard, and who was the other dude that
Colt Sievers.
Colt Sievers.
The fall guy.
The fall guy. Is that like kind of like when you were growing up? Who's like?
It was a show
Kinda, like,
about
inspired
stuntmen.
you
Yeah, the Fall Guy was these two stuntmen that lived in Hollywood, did stunts for movies, and they had like like a K5 Blazer that they aired out, and they had a hot chick. I think Heather Thomas was like the hot chick of the show, and then there was Daisy Duke, and then Luke and Bo Duke sliding across the hood of the car, jumping through the windows. They'd air out those Dodges every show. They would just air over like swamps and rivers, and it was just let's be a stuntman.
That's what you wanted to do.
What did your because I imagine you rode BMX when you were like 5 to like when you were like through elementary school and shit. What did your BMX jumps look like back in the day? Like were you like what you were then, but like back as a kid? Were you jumping further in the whole neighborhood?
Yeah, I used to line up all the neighborhood kids, and then me and my older brother Luke would have a contest to see who could jump more kids.
How old's your brother Luke?
He's a year and a half older than me. So
That's sick.
he's actually coming down to ride to Key West with us on Saturday.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! So 3 of you now.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4,
three
maybe
amigos.
5. We're trying to get Matty Malloy to come
maybe
along
Matt.
with
Come
us.
on, Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie, get on in there.
He's coming.
Parks, you want to join? Why don't you
Get on the back,
I
Parks.
got a ruckus.
You got a sidecar?
I got a ruckus. I can like
Put a sidecar. Byerly, put a sidecar.
Get on the
that
back,
thing for him.
Jack.
No, that's cool.
you don't.
I
Want
love the
two
Keys.
wheels.
That's cool that you guys are going down there. You staying for a few days and then just turning around and coming back, or what's the plan down there?
Yeah, just a night or two.
Nice.
Just,
I love the
I
Keys.
just want to touch wheels because I've been to Alaska. I've been to the easternmost part of America, which is Lebec, Maine, and then we went to the easternmost part of Canada, and then rode all the way across the Trans-Canadian Highway and dropped in Idaho and came back down that way last year. So I'm just trying to touch my wheels in every state. I just need to go to Hawaii and ride around there. I'd like to ride every island in Hawaii. That way I've been on a Harley in every state in America and most of the states in Canada too. We rode through Alberta and Quebec and British Columbia and Yukon and
But you got all other 49?
all of North America.
You
Yep,
got all. That's nice. That's respect.
except Hawaii. So I don't know. I'll probably not ship my bike over there. I'll probably just rent one over there.
Yeah, just go cruise.
But I'll still.
Park's got a ruckus. You can bring that. Probably fold that up and put it in a suitcase.
As I told you, I mean, I'll go 35 downhill tailwind.
Tailwind's key.
With a nice little aerodynamic helmet.
You gotta stay small if I'm drafting. Yeah, pavement's good.
We can just bring a tow rope and hook you up, tow you in.
I get better gas mileage than y'all. I guarantee you that. Hey, are the love bugs just fucking extra crazy this year? Scott, do you have a lot of love bugs coming in your house?
They're coming. I think it's time right now.
Are you getting a lot of them?
I'm getting infested because I was thinking about when you were saying that you were riding through like Georgia and like coming through Alabama and like Florida. I was like, dude, the love bugs are like when we're driving, like they're just going.
Do you know the love
they're
bugs?
nasty.
Do you know what we're talking
Yeah,
about? Those little
not bad.
bugs.
Like when I got to Crystal River to Mike's house earlier today, he just was looking at my bike and couldn't believe that it wasn't covered with bugs. I have a few on my windshield, but not too bad.
Well, the love bugs are crazy too because there's something in their blood or in their whatever that if it stays on the car too long,
When they dry
it'll
out,
peel the paint off of the things.
You're
Like,
gonna wash it off.
yeah, gotta wash them off quick.
I just thought they'd be hitting you super bad on the bike. When I pictured you riding through the South, I was like, dude, if he's getting peppered by love bugs, that would just
It's not fun.
you just smile and you.
Well, the fairings, that's what's good about the touring bikes, because the fairing and the
really
windshield
throw it up.
blocks
Yeah.
a lot of them. So,
Pushes,
yeah.
that wind pushes it up out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of protects you from the rain and the bugs and all that.
Full face helmet too.
Yeah, full face helmet's key.
Shane don't know about full face helmets.
What? No, I don't know anything about a full face helmet. I've never jumped on a bike. I was telling, I think when Scott was here last, I've never ridden anything over a 50. I think I jumped on a 125 and went like 100 feet down and 100 feet back and was like too powerful for me. I can't handle it.
I had a 125 and I think I made maybe like a 30-foot double was like the craziest kind of like thing that biggest I've jumped.
You were into it for a bit.
It wasn't
You
a
and Dan
tabletop. There was
Harf
like, and I know it was a fucking double because one time there was like this little roller right before it, and I think it was like second gear or so. But I like went over it, and then I downshifted when I landed like right before, and I came off this thing just, and I was just like, bam, and fucking case the shit out of it. Luckily, I think I hit good. Didn't break
What kind of
anything.
bike were you on?
It was a RM 125. It was yeah, and that's when I realized I shouldn't be on two wheels.
Yeah.
I had a souped up 50, hurt my knee a bunch of times.
50 won't even get from under me, man.
That was fun. Remember racing the 50s at Watson's house?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the sickest.
James Stewart came out.
Were you there with James?
I was there.
Dude, that night was so fucking.
They
sick.
came and they were going out downtown. They were wearing like white stuff.
This is the funniest story
My
ever.
brother was there too. Ryan's like, I was beating James for like 2 laps.
Dude, we're at Watson's house and we built this full on 50 track.
That was
and he
fun.
has he had like a lot of like downhill. So we built like this sick track, and then we're all like, we hit up Bubba and he like comes up. We're all supposed to be going downtown. He shows up. He's suited and booted, dude, like a white linen shirt, dude, just like nice shoes, like, and his friends just like everything. They're ready to go downtown, and it's like,
And y'all are out there.
and
We're all ripping.
And it's like 6:30, and then all of a sudden 7:30, and it's like 8:30, and like everyone's having drinks, and we're still just and then eventually Bubba's like, "All right, give me some shoes," and he took off his shoes and just
in white, all
Dude,
in white.
all in white, yeah, and came in there and just rubbed elbows with us in this like shitty 50 track at Watson's house. And Ryan, yeah, I can't do that. Was so
fun.
awesome.
That was
y'all
a
were-
fun night. Good times.
Damn, man. I got I got a Patreon question, but I got a question from Tyler Bierman. He just did the Island Hopper project with Red Bull when he was like jumping
that was dope.
Island. Yeah. But I know I reached out to him and I told him that you were coming on. He was like, "No fucking way." I was like, "Dude, do you have anything you want to ask him or anything?" So this is shout out Tyler. This is a question from Tyler Bierman for you.
What up? This is Tyler Behrman, and I got a Bonifay Banter question from Mr. Seth Enslow. Seth, first and foremost, you've inspired a whole generation behind you. For me, I grew up racing, and I kind of transitioned more towards free riding, but I was never really a trick guy or a freestyle guy, and you really inspired that to be yourself and have fun and free ride, and free riding kind of fell off. Question I have for you, man, like, did you realize at the time that you were going to inspire like a whole next generation? And also like watching you like do what you did with your personality and not have to do tricks, did you also see freestyle taking off at the time, and like those crusty days like defined a whole generation, a culture, and an era that, you know, cannot be duplicated? What was that like growing up in that? And you know, did you really see it changing a whole generation? Super psyched to hear this episode. You're the absolute fucking man, Seth. And keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and be you, brother. Talk soon. Love you, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks, Ty.
Good question, Tyler.
Right on,
Yeah.
Tyler. Yeah. So to answer that question, as far as freeriding goes, because I seen the Creatures of Habit videos, those boys like Damien and Zabo and Dana, they were free riders. They didn't do competitions. They weren't like really going to many comps and doing that kind of thing. They would just go free riding. And a lot of skateboarders did that too at the time that I met in Huntington Beach, and BMXers too. So they would just go film their segment of just free riding, just going and hucking stairs or railings or whatever they would do to get a good segment for the videos. And that's why their sponsors paid them. That's why sponsors wanted to put stickers on their boards or their bikes.
Outside of races and competition.
It wasn't a competition. It was just kind of like what X Games did with that one comp where people could just
real
make
wake. The real moto.
the real
it was
moto,
like the
yeah.
video format of
right,
that, yeah.
kind of like that. So that's how it was. The video era was. So I was a video star because I just went out free riding. So people would wait all year long until the next video came out to see what you're up to and what jumps you're going to do or what stunts you did. So I wanted to keep it that way. So when tricks started coming into the mix and it was a judged event, I did the first couple. I did the one in Vegas and did the one up in Tacoma, Washington. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do distance jumps in the parking lot the day before the event and just keep on my own deal. And then just continue to free ride and just try to make a living doing my own thing instead of just being one of the competitors.
I think one thing I was asking that is like, did you know the impact of what you were doing at the time and how many people you inspired in this whole genre of people not doing the tricks, not doing like the backflips? Like Tyler doesn't, he said he doesn't really do fucking tricks. He's like all about just big, like more just the crazy shit of outside of that, you know? So it's like, you really did inspire like a whole genre of like within motocross. And like, did you realize it like at the time, the impact that you would kind of
No, of course not. I had no idea. I was just doing what I'd seen, what I loved about the other sports and what I'd grown up watching. So I wanted to keep that alive. So when it's actually my friend Brian brought a piece of plywood with dirt and clay and like popsicle sticks and like a half pipe, and because he was a skateboarder guy and you know the BMX was going on, the dirt hits and all that. So his idea was to make FMX, do tricks on dirt bikes and have it be a judged event. And I laughed at him. I was like, no, dude, it's free riding. Like that's not gonna fly. But it did. It ended up taking off, and X Games took it in as one of the sports, and it's made a career for a lot of riders. But yeah, that's cool that Tyler even said that and asked that question, because I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about keeping free riding alive, because watching those guys go to Alaska and go up in a helicopter and take a Polaroid of the hill they were going to come down.
Wow.
And then have to look at that because it's so steep, they can't see where the crevasses are and like where the cliffs are. And Zaba used to tell me he'd study his Polaroid to pick his line.
Wow.
And hope that Johnny had his 16 millimeter camera 2 miles over there zoomed in on him to get the shot. And he would just carve like a untracked hill. So it's like, you know, it's just nature and free riding. It's free. It's not a course. It's not a judged event. It's just,
and just the skill it takes to get those shots, like you were saying, like you got to get here, you got to scope it from here, you got to get all the logistics to get there, to be on timing and kind of like have it all apex in this moment that hasn't never fucking been done before.
Right. And so we'd have like Bender and Pine Man shooting photos, and we'd have Dana filming and different filmers as the sport went on, as Crusty went on. And I'd always examine the footage and be, it looks small. It doesn't do it justice on the camera. So I'd always be telling the photographers where to stand to make it look bigger, like stand on the side, stand from the back.
You feel you have an eye for like what the best way to kind of like make
it look bigger or as big as it did in real life, because a lot of times they'd be standing in the wrong spot. And
sometimes the cinematographers, like when they're like, they fall in love with just the slow or like whatever, some backlit, and they're not capturing the whole like thing of why you're doing. Like in wakeboarding, you can hit a closeout rail to where you get on. If you fall off this way, you're pretty much fucked. But if you shoot this from the side, then it's like the whole point of why you even did this thing to begin with is almost worthless.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you have to shoot it right. If you
Gotta
put
get the right
you only
angle.
have you don't have a lot of takes in the way that you go about it.
Oh, can
Like,
you do it one more time?
You're fucking,
yeah.
I love that. Like, there's something about that early 90s, mid 90s that like embraced free riding within all sports. Like, there was, like you
felt
said,
it,
you
yeah.
learned it from, you saw it in the snowboard stuff where they're doing that. But like, there's a moment where it's like, all of these sports kind of were like, we don't need to see who the best at the event is. Like, it's not who's winning gold. It's who can do this genuinely amazing on their own but like it was embraced, like that like era of that, mid 90s to late 2000s.
and that was the dawn of, like
it was the dawn of
free
well,
riding
because
for
before
everything.
then it was just like, oh, he's cool, he's winning this, he's racing podiums, whatever.
Yeah.
But every sport sort of adapted that, where it's like even the skateboarders, snowboarders, like all of this stuff just like looked and was like, we don't need to know we don't only want to pay attention to who's winning the shit or doing the hardest trick. We want to see people in their element. And it's really cool, because I didn't even think of like how you got inspired just to free ride, because you were just watching snowboarding and then you're like, I'm taking that to this.
And
Like
surfing too. Like I was
surfing too,
friends with Christian Fletcher, and he was doing things on a surfboard that nobody else was doing. He was doing skate tricks on a surfboard, and the judges weren't giving him the scores. That's why I was always flicking off the judges and stuff, because he was a free rider that was innovating, like taking the sport to the next level, like what you guys did on wakeboards. Like that's what I told somebody on the way here. Like, these guys were taking wakeboard to what it is now these days. When we were filming Crusty, taking motocross what it is now.
We're all watching each other.
Yeah.
And doing the same thing.
And
Eventually
everyone's going to rebel. Like, even like Tony Alva and like what they did, like in the stand, like they said, this is what the skate contest looks like. We're fucking skating bowls. We're doing carves. Like,
but I think that there's something in that freestyle thing, and just doing it on your own, you get a personality. Like it's your personality shines through this creative,
probably
art
more
form.
than podiums.
And it's like, and it's crazy, because it's like you could watch Byerly ride, and I almost know what he's sort of like person. You know what I mean? You're like, he's laid back, he's cool, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think kids, like Tyler was saying, like, did you know what it was when you were doing it? And it's like, no, but all of these young kids were watching it and being like, I know this guy now. Like, I can relate to him because of how he's just doing this on his own. And it's like, not, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a crazy thing of how you can get a little personality from not even hearing them speak a word.
Right. No interviews,
No
no talking,
interviews,
just doing your sport, just free riding, and people know you. They feel like they know you. They get an idea how you are.
Yours is a little bit different though, because after watching you and doing all of that, I would have thought that you're just in like a crazy madman, and then but you're actually such a nice, awesome person. You know what I mean? Like, it's
you have
like,
been always so nice to like
everybody.
like us,
Like,
and then like the wakeboarding community. Like you're for all the tattoos and like how big your jumps and how hard you crash.
how
Like,
gnarly it is.
yeah, I'd be a little intimidating if I didn't know you, but thank
As
God
soon as-
we became friends like over the years, man.
I've had a lot
super
of people
kind-hearted,
say
love
that
you.
over the years. Like in the early days when they met me, they were like, I thought you'd be like crazy, like jumping out of your chair, like just wide open all the time.
thought you'd be Australian. Thought you'd be Australian.
Earlier when you were talking about Mike and the fans that probably meet you and like ride into you, or like you've met along the way, like I imagine them, you're kind of like, man, these guys are a bit crazy, and they probably think they meet you and they're like, I thought he'd be a little bit, like a little bit more like gnarly, like, but you're just like, I love it.
Well, Mike that I met today, or stopped by his house today, that I went and picked that bike up for, he said he saw one of my podcasts, I think the Gypsy Tales one, and that's why he actually thought he could reach out and message me on Instagram, because he thought I was untouchable until he saw the podcast. He's like, oh, he seems pretty mellow. Maybe he'll respond. I'll just write him a message and see what happens.
That story still kills me on how this dude like wanted to buy your original bike for one. Like you had it in your garage, like you're like
I wish.
a hoarder of all your like everything.
I wish I had every motorcycle I've
Yeah,
ever
wouldn't that
had,
be kind of
but-
sick?
Yeah, it would be. But
Would you sell them at the time or after? Were they?
Yeah, I
thrashed?
mean they were
They're
used,
totaled, huh?
clapped out bikes, and I was wanting a new one. So when I got sponsored by Shift, which is Fox, I didn't have a motorcycle because I'd landed on McGrath's practice bike. Flesh Wound bought him a new bike. They bought him a brand new 96, and they got that bike that I landed on. So they bought a new frame for it. I bent the frame, smashed the radiators, smashed the gas tank. So they fixed it up and let me ride it for the rest of the year. So we ended up taking it to Brazil, and Kerry Hart brought one of his YZs, and we left him there. We didn't bring him back. So I came home from Brazil with no motorcycle. And that was when I was doing my Shift contract. I said, well, part of the contract needs to be a motorcycle because I don't even have a bike. So they bought me the first year of the aluminum frame, 1997 CR250. And I still got that bike. I refurbished it, and I'll hold on to that bike forever.
That's the one you're never letting go.
That's my first brand new bike that was actually mine. I mean, I did get that 96, but it wasn't really mine. It was Flesh Wounds, and we left it in Brazil. So my very own first brand new motorcycle I still have, and I'll never sell it. And it's the first generation of an aluminum frame motorcycle, and now most of them are aluminum frame except for KTM and Husqvarna.
It's cool.
That's wild.
But I wish I had every bike I ever had. I wish I had the old 855 CR125 of 1991, and I put white plastic on it. And in 1995, they had purple seats. So with a purple seat and white plastic, everybody thought it was a YZ.
That's the bike you rode down the stairs inside the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Into the truck.
Exactly.
Got it.
So people thought that was a YZ because of the purple seat and the white plastic, but it was actually an orange Honda that I painted the tank white and got white plastic for, and put the purple seat.
Custom.
It's custom.
Educated guess, what do you think happened to it? Where do you think it went?
The one in Brazil?
No,
the 855.
The 855.
I don't know. I sold it to somebody, but I have no idea. Like, it's been so long, and I was like so chasing the next newer, bigger bike. So I don't know.
I wonder if the person that bought it knew what they were getting, and if they sort of were like, I can't let this thing go. This was Seth. You know what I mean? Like, probably not, but it's like, it's crazy.
That, the dude in Brazil is like, this is
Seth.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably still have it in Brazil.
Do they know what it is?
Yeah,
they've been riding. They've actually been riding it since. They've been riding it nonstop since, like fixing it. It's like got like.
But like the bike that I smashed my head on the handlebars, that was actually a bike from Service Honda. They took a 1999 aluminum frame CR250 and put a CR500 motor in it and made it fit, changed the motor mounts, melted the gas tank out for the spark plug to fit, and made the bigger motor fit in there because I needed a faster bike to go bigger, I thought.
Is that why you overjumped it? Maybe it's because you're kind of unfamiliar with...
There was a tailwind.
There's probably a handful of variables that
there wasn't enough dirt for the landing for how big the takeoff ramp was. The tailwind, it felt, once I got up to the telephone poles, I was looking down at the top of the roof and the telephone poles, and I just felt like a hand pushing me. That's why I was kicking my leg to try to get me back to the ground. I was like, okay, throw some weight down. Like, let's get back down there. But it was, shots fired. Once you leave the takeoff ramp, shot fired. You're going to go however fast you're going.
Do you think you were higher in the air on that one or the dunes one?
The dunes. I was so high in the dunes.
So
Which one did you know you were fucked on first?
Oh, on every jump, as soon as you take off.
No, but even at the bottom, and even at the bottom, you feel good about both of those. Like in retrospect,
when you leave the takeoff ramp,
that's
you know
point.
where you're gonna go. You know you're either coming up short or you're going too far, and then it's just a matter of how to stay alive and how to just use this bike as a shield to protect me against the other bikes I'm going to land on, or the ground, or wherever your landing is. You need to use that bike to your advantage because that's all you got.
That's so
Dude,
good.
We actually got one more quick question from Tyler on this one, and this would kind of go along with what we're talking
All right,
about.
Seth, I got one more for you, brother. The Krusty's era has like defined so many kids' trajectories, and you've inspired me. But what was it like growing up with the racers and like absolutely wadding your brains out in front of them? And I think I can probably say that like you've had some of the gnarliest crashes ever, and like you're gonna die, you're gonna ragdoll crashes, right? But which was the one? I think obviously Over the House was probably the craziest one, but the most iconic one to me as a kid was just like jumping the dune and landing on the pack of people standing there. And it's pretty iconic. And just to see that, Krusty's is something that'll live on forever, and it's timeless. So thank you for creating timeless memories for me and so many others, and defining a culture. You're the fucking man, Seth, and can't wait to hear your answers, and party on, brother.
Right on, Tyler.
Yeah, which one was the one?
So a couple jumps that stand out for me that I jumped with pros there were the ones that the pros didn't jump and wouldn't jump.
That's kind of sick.
There you
Like
go.
I offered it. Like I'm not all like, this is my jump, nobody else is hitting it. Every jump I've ever built or jumped, I'm like, anybody want to jump it? Go ahead. I had people say that you couldn't pay me enough to hit that jump. I say, okay, watch this. And then I jump it. So
Yeah, snowboarders build a jump and they're like, this is my jump. No one else is jumping it because it's so big and it takes a lot of effort. You were like, fucking whoever wants
the
it.
chair. I was like, whoever wants to hit it. So the jump at Manny's house, there was a big dirt hit, 5th gear dirt hit that a few people had jumped. So my idea was to take my distance ramp and pull it back behind that and hit it. And I offered it to Ryan Capes, Trigger Gum. I think Doug Henry was there watching. Mike Craig was there. Jimmy Button was there. There was a few guys.
Handful of heads though,
It
too.
was right up the hill from Lake Elsinore motocross track, and they heard that I was building this, so they came up to watch. And I offered them all to jump it, and the only one that hit it with me is Colin Morrison.
Scummy.
None of those other guys had hit it.
5th gear.
Yeah, 5th gear for sure.
Yeah, 5th gear for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, did Farmer write that song for you? It should have been the Ragdoll song. I think it wasn't, but
I don't think so.
no, but it was a perfect song for.
How are you not going
that.
to use that song after you
It
hear it?
was perfect.
It's like timeless song.
The other jump was actually, there's one other jump that I hit that nobody else wanted to hit, and a lot of the pros were there, was for Fresno Smooth when I still had the mariachi suit on. And Brian Manley built this jump that went down into the ground, and then the takeoff came up, and then there was just a huge double. So it was like, with the thing about a ramp doing distance jump, you can start at a comfortable distance and slowly move the takeoff ramp back farther and farther and go faster and faster and ease up to the distance. But when it's a dirt hit and it's big,
And you're coming downhill into the
you
transition.
drop into the ground
Right.
and then come out, so it's blind, and then you just gotta kind of
Feel
guess,
it, feel it,
feel
yeah.
how fast you need to go. So McGrath was taking some speed runs at it, and he's like, I think you can clear it in 3rd. I'm like, you think? I'm like, well, I'm gonna hit it in 4th then. So I did, and I overjumped it, of course. But yeah, that was the one in Fresno. After I saved the baby, I still had the mariachi suit from the Mexican restaurant I was working at, and I hit that thing, and I rode it out. Like I got bucked off the bike, my legs came off the bike, and I still held onto the handlebars and just rode it like a bull by the horns and just like slid it to the ground to my feet. So that's usually the goal on a big jump or a big crash, is to tuck and roll and walk out of it if possible. So when I landed on the bikes, I hooked a front flip over all the motorcycles that I landed on and landed
go
on my
into cat
feet
mode
and
after
walked out of it, ripped my jersey a little bit, but landed on my feet.
That's
So
sick.
that's-
Do you still have the mariachi suit?
No, I don't. I wish. They're all props. Like they were
Right,
going to
right, right.
Hollywood
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
props for that movie and lighting.
We,
And, yeah.
we actually have a Patreon question from Mark Rukula, my roommate who used to live here. Shout out, Mark. But he was asking, he goes, he wanted to hear a little bit about the filming of Fresno Smooth and what that was like with all those legends. And did you get to eat a bowl of the Amigos?
Amigo, no, I didn't get any amigos. But that was a real worm in the bottom of the tequila that I ate after I did that jump
Really?
and with the mariachi.
Did you
suit
know
on.
Ron Jeremy before that?
No. But met him there and then saw him a few times later on over in Australia. They did these porn conventions that they flew me over for, and Ron Jeremy was there. I got to catch up with him after it was years.
So you just
later.
went to Australia for a porn convention?
Yeah, it was called Sexpo. And it was just
Sexpo.
all the porn industry that were there. So it was crazy. But they wanted motocross to be at the show, so they had me there, and Ron Jeremy was there one year, and I was like, "What's up, Ron?" He's like, "What?" And he had just come out with his own alcohol. I think it was rum, with his picture on the cover, and he signed me a bottle of rum. I still have it.
Oh, that's sick. That's good. Ron Jeremy rum.
So yeah, I wish I had the
Rum
mariachi
Jeremy.
suit from that movie, and I wish I had the orange suit when I was sitting on the burning couch. That was my first poster that Shift did, and that was the
Oh, yeah.
'96 when I'm jumping over the couch, and they clipped the two photos together. So that bike that I'm whipping on over the burning couch.
Oh, that would be
that
sick
was
to
the
have, huh?
96. Yeah. And then that couch that I had that orange suit on, but I don't have the orange suit or the mariachi suit.
Do you still have some of the prints from that kind of posters that they make? Because they
Yeah.
made like a lot of like
Yeah.
posters. Did you hang on to a lot of that stuff and collect?
A
Like,
couple of them, but I had one that I'd signed for my dad, so I'd written all over it. So I just had to put it in Photoshop and get all the writing erased off there, and make the sky blue again, and then had some remade.
Nice.
I saw Bender posted some stuff of a bunch of old photos, posters, and things the other day. Did you see that stuff? Bender.
I don't think
He went through. He was like going through a bunch of shit and
Yeah,
I love when people go through some
like
old.
bunch of old stuff of you and just everybody. Like he was naming off so many names.
Yeah.
like
yeah,
crazy.
There's a guy from Europe actually that's making a book of FMX, so it's going to be like a coffee table book. So he's going around interviewing a lot of the guys from the
Photographers.
beginning and going to the photographers, digging up old photos. So that's why he had Bender digging up photos for his book.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Yeah.
Fuck the stories and photos that y'all have from those days. Like,
It's wild.
man, what would I give for when I was 16 years old to go to like a Black Flies party in like
Oh my
1997? Dude,
I actually love that I didn't get to go to because my imagination for what was going on in there is just
Fly
insane.
TV, remember that?
Like,
Fly TV, that shit was raw, dude.
That
Right.
shit, but that's like what warped
dude,
it.
like
and it's
hammering
like,
a sack to a table, like they were like,
yeah, it's
Chicks
so much crazy.
peeing on him on his face.
Right.
Was that
It's
Zabo?
gnarly.
That was Rambo.
Oh, Rambo.
I was peeing on that one chick. Yeah.
I mean, nowadays,
That's crazy.
nowadays, like you see shock videos, but like this shit was kind of like the
Those
first that,
videos
like,
are the
whoever
best.
made like fucking and put that shit out. That was just like,
I
Fucking-
guarantee I was way too young to watch that shit.
They
Like,
gotta put it on that stuff out so we can watch it again.
there's got to be
probably-
so
it's
much.
probably
There's
out
some
there.
tapes out there.
Those parties started at Damian Sanders' house. So they're the last couple
Club
Creatures of Habit
Rubber.
videos when they're all dressed like pimps.
Yeah.
They were called Pimp and Hoe. So the girls would dress like hoes, the dudes would dress like pimps, and they happened at Damian's house. And I moved into Damian's house when I first moved to Huntington Beach. That's the stairs I rode my bike down. That was at Damian's house.
Oh wow.
So the parties got so out of hand
You're in
and
the
so many
thick of
people.
things.
Out of
We had to
hand.
take it to a nightclub, and that's when he called it Club Rubber.
Rubber.
So that's when like McGrath and all those guys started. So that Moto's 90s movie that AB's working on with Emick and McGrath is kind of the backbone, their rivalry.
Yeah.
But it also talks about how Crusty was going on at the same time, and the Club Rubber was happening at the nightclub. And so that was once a year, the Pimp and Hoe, but Club Rubber was every week.
Oh wow.
So it was basically like a Pimp and Hoe every week where chicks were just dressed like
and it
total
just
hoes.
snowballed.
And
And,
just-
and when
yeah.
when the parties were once a year, it was just like, I can imagine.
Wild.
It was huge, but
That-
it outgrew his house, so we had to take it to the nightclub. And instead of calling it Pimp and Hoe, he called it Club Rubber. So there was
Yeah.
girls dancing in cages and just like it was hectic. Like that's where we had our first Crusty premiere. It was called the Galaxy Theater. That's where we did our first Crusty premiere.
Sounds like a horrible time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Some of the best times you don't remember.
Yeah. Big beautiful blur.
One big beautiful blur.
Full blackout.
Take a little break. When Mastercraft told me I could design my new XT22, I went straight to designmy.mastercraft.com and started building out my boat, picking out colors, interiors, and all the options along the way. Now, me being the smart, recently married man that I am, I figured I should get my wife Paige involved. So I showed her a few of my designs and she said, those are pretty sick, but let me try one. Go figure, she absolutely nailed it on the first shot. Fast forward, our XT22 came to life and is floating in the lake. Now we're glass whipping, side slipping, and the whole family's belly flopping. Head over to designmy.mastercraft.com and bring your dream boat to life today. We were just talking about watching the Supercross. Old Kenny took it down. Kenny lives actually
Yeah,
right
you-
on this lake right here.
You were
Really?
talking about getting him on.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't reached out to him yet. I figured he's busy as shit, and I don't want to be like, hey,
Well, he's probably busy.
can you come over like 2 days after you won the championship?
He'd be
Get
stoked.
your priorities
He's cool. He'd be down.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Get Rusty in here with him,
Oh, Kenny.
please?
Oh, Kenny.
You're weeded,
Hey,
bro.
pull it down a little bit.
Down.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you watch it? Do you watch a lot of the? You watch a lot of Supercross? Do you keep a lot? Do you watch like a lot of the like the freestyle moto, or kind of? I guess two different questions, but you obviously you're a race fan.
Well, I got Peacock just so I can watch the Supercross races, and they usually do 2 or 3 of them right by my house in Anaheim. So I'll go to at least one of the Supercrosses live in Anaheim. Check that out. But the best spot to see the races at home on TV live, because then, you know, they got the list of who's where. Like, you go to the races and everybody's talking to you. So you look at the track and you have no idea who's in the lead or what place anybody is. You look at the TV. So you're watching it on TV at the races. I'm like, I could be home watching it on TV. Why am I even here?
Yeah, imagine someone asks you a question and then it takes your attention away, and you don't want to like sell the person short on their question and just be like, and blow them off. But it's like, when you're around a lot of people, kind of like,
and plus you can only see one part of the track good from wherever you're sitting. You know,
right.
The other part's hard to see, but on TV they got
they're fucking
all the
chasing it with
angles.
drones now. They got FPV.
Right.
Like, it is really sick the way they like shoot it. Like, they are like ripping around
for sure
every corner.
Yeah.
Which is an angle you don't really think about. We take it for granted nowadays because we're kind of like used to seeing like,
I bet there's so many
sports and
races,
kind of stuff,
like the parking lot. I always leave before like the gate drops for the 450 main, watch the first few laps, see who the top 5 are. Okay, I'll watch it on TV tomorrow to watch the rest of it. Let's get out of here before the crowd.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like, I'm done dealing with big crowds and all that. I'd rather just stay home and watch it on TV. But yeah, like the freestyle, X Games, things like that. Always just check them out on TV. I went out to Axel's when they did it at Axel Hodges' property a couple of years ago. I went and watched it live out there. That was cool.
What about what's Tyler's event? The Day in the Dirt or whatever? What's he
Imagination.
Imagination. Yeah.
That's where him and Jason Baker's like kind of like his like dirt shaper and kind of like go to. But yeah, they kind of like.
Oh yeah, isn't that up in Kansas? The property that they do that at?
I'm not exactly sure where they.
I think it's up by Kansas.
Somewhere. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
What do you think about the progression of kind of like of how far like that? I mean, one, distance jumping like in itself, but like maybe two, like after Robbie Maddow's like Paris kind of like step up and kind of like, I mean, you kind of like set that same kind of like trend, and like that was just like kind of like a branch off of kind of like something that you kind of like. What do you think about the stuff that you've seen over the years from after he kind of like stopped riding?
It's great to see how far the sport's come for sure. I mean, front flips on a dirt bike, like, who would have thought, or double or triple back flips, you know, and even just Kerry paving the way doing the first backflip was awesome to see. And
I'm glad you said that, because I've argued with so many fucking people about like kind of like who did the first backflip.
You weren't there?
No, I was there. And
Yeah,
I watched this happen, but I'm saying you'd be surprised on how many people don't give Kerry credit because he didn't ride away from the actual backflip. I think Metzger was actually the first, and they're going, Metzger was the first one to do it.
It was the Gravity Games, right?
I go, whoa. Like
2001.
And those are like people who didn't witness that moment, because like I would argue with people, and I'm sure you did too, like, was a backflip like even possible on a dirt bike before Kerry did it?
He showed it was possible, whether he wrote it out.
He
or
made
not,
it. He made it around.
Okay, then everybody's like, okay, we got to do this.
That's
So
why that's why I personally give Kerry credit for that.
For sure.
Gravity Games, what was that, 2000?
You just said it.
2001.
2001, yeah.
Yeah, in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yep.
Yeah,
Give
because
him a horn. Ba-ba-ba.
Kerry was living in Vegas, hanging out with TJ Lavin a bunch, and Lavin was pushing on him. He's like, all these tricks we do on bikes, you can do on a dirt bike. You have suspension, you're in the airway longer, like,
and more torque.
Seat grab, like, he's the one that got him to do the seat grab in the beginning, and then he goes, okay, you need a backflip. So he got him practiced on BMX bikes into the pit on the backflips, and then took it to dirt. So
sick.
Yeah.
The balls it would take to fucking commit into that and just go run and just like
Andy had
knowing.
to have his dad do the lip on the side of a jump to do it. There wasn't even a jump to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember the build up to it. It was like everyone knew he was kind of like everyone else. Was it best trick? I think it was the best trick part of like Gravity Games. Or maybe it was.
I think it was just his
maybe
run.
At the end of the
He
run,
just
but
went out in his second run, and
that
just
was
went
it.
straight
That
for
was
back.
it. Yeah.
and just fucking and just do whoop, and just, bro, time, like the shit changed like when he was in the air. It was almost like it went like That moment almost like just went for those surreal moments that just go,
It's like
everything goes silent and everyone's just like maybe like Travis's backflip.
double
double
backflip. The double backflip, Travis Pastrana.
The double backflip, the same thing.
That
When
did the
Travis did
same
the double
thing.
backflip, it was just silence in the whole stadium. And same as like,
Even if you're at the house
Tony
or
Hawk's
wherever you
900,
watched
it's
it,
just
everybody
yeah,
was silent.
yeah.
for sure.
What a magic moment that shit was. I'm glad you say Carrie does because I've argued with a lot of who you are out there. If I've argued with you about like, oh, he didn't right away. I was like, fuck you, dude. Gary.
No, he did it.
Proved it was possible.
You didn't have to.
Yeah. The thing too was, like Scott said, it was the back of a landing. So it wasn't a gap. So I was like, you should probably do it in first gear because you don't want to launch it in second. You're going to go all the way to flats. You're going to go so far and high. And it's not even
probably want that torque on your side anyway.
He wanted the speed of the rear wheel rotation in second gear, but he probably could have done it in first and not come around so much and landed it. But he didn't want to not.
But like you say, but like exactly,
Yeah.
like you say, you don't want to come up short in first gear, be whining that thing out, and just be staring at the dirt. Like,
right, land on your head. So yeah, I mean, it's
if he
innovative.
would have not done it successfully and did get worked on it, like just came down on his head,
and it got really fucked up. That
who's going to try it again after you see that? You're like, maybe it's not possible.
It would have put a hinder. It would have put a little bump in the progression level probably.
Yeah, it would have taken longer for somebody to go for it again for sure, because foam pits weren't really out.
They weren't around.
Because when Metzger did it, he just had hay bales that he fluffed up. Well, actually, he went to Dumont and brought a ramp to Dumont in the sand and tried to get it around there.
That sounds like a fire pit in the making right there.
Right, and then he did the hay bales on his landing at his house.
Didn't I was just who was I talking to? I think when I talked to Tyler about this, he was telling me about Levi doing the backflip into a foam pit on the snowmobile, and then it catching fire, like gas leaked out or something, and then the foam when it's hot and just boom. I think luckily he was already like getting taken. I don't really know the details of it.
I'm pretty sure a couple of people have died from that.
Really?
Yeah, I think was it Igo Sato, the Japanese freestyler. I think he got burned in a foam pit. Pretty sure there was a couple people.
That's how he died?
I think so.
Really?
That's horrible.
I like that. Like foam pits are super safe.
Yeah, it was either. I think it was him, but
Same.
it was somebody definitely got burned in the foam pit because they didn't have anybody there with a crane to help them out. They were practicing by themselves.
Wow.
then
Yeah,
the
and you
foam
can't-
caught
You
fire.
gotta have the crane to kind of get out.
You
Like,
can't get out of it's just like
I got
It's
to
hard.
backflip into
Yeah.
Levi's foam pit and like
On a dirt
on like
bike?
a 90. Yeah, on like a 90.
Nice.
It was sick. And then the crane comes in and like pulls you out because you can't really climb out.
Did you do that before you tried the tricycle backflip?
Yeah, that was before. That's why I thought I could do the backflip tricycle for the Nitro Circus live setup. I hit up Travis one night and I was like, I had a couple drinks and I was like, Travis, do you think I could backflip a tricycle when you come to do the Nitro live show in Orlando? He's like, yeah, legal's a little gnarly right now, but we'll make it happen. I was like, he got back to me right away. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, holy dude.
it's sort of committed now.
And this is like 2.5 weeks out. Like he hits me up a week out, and like they're filming like all of this behind the scenes. He hits me up, bounce him. Like 3 nights out, hits me up again, bounce him. 2 nights out, I bounce him again. He goes, "Fucker, you asked me to do this. Answer your damn phone." And he calls me. I was like, "Shit!" And so now I'm like, "No, I'm locked in on this." And I don't believe. Like I'm horrible on 2 wheels, and this is like
You got 3.
You got one more wheel.
yeah. So
what happened?
I had to do it, and I went down and like I dropped in on the landing ramp first, just to the airbag. That's how they teach you to like. Because rule number 1, don't drive off the takeoff. That's like how you die. So like they want to make sure that you don't do that. So I just rode down the straight, and he goes, "If you can just drive straight into that airbag, you're good." And then I dropped in. I went up to the top, dropped in on like a quilt. You just slide down. You almost slide right up to the top, but you're almost scared doing that. Like you're like, and then all of a sudden, I thought I got a practice, and he goes, and I didn't get a practice, and they're like, Bonifay,
It's go time.
Yeah, and now I'm up there, haven't hit this thing at all, and Travis is telling me to backflip
In front of all the people.
in front of everything. Yeah, full life crowd, no practices yet, and I'm just like, and I have never jumped anything bigger than like this table on like a BMX bike or like, I mean, besides that, no, the dirt bike thing.
The dirt bike, the double.
But still, but this is a whole different, the takeoff's like 12, 15 feet tall.
Yeah.
And so I just go, and Travis is telling me to backflip it because he goes straight air, you're way worse off. He goes, it's better to just. And I knew he was going to say that. I've heard him say this to many times in my life, like filming with him.
It's hard to take Travis.
Yeah. He goes, you don't want a straight air. You got to go from here to this, and that's way hard. You're like pushing forward, and he's kind of right in some sense. Like the natural of everything should make sense. Just going.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
But I was wearing his helmet, and I had like it was like, and he had the brim on the front, and I've like, and all of a sudden I go down, whoo, and I flip, and I'm looking. All I see is like
just
the brim of the thing, and I'm like
the visor.
And I think I'm good. But I feel I'm a little short, and I'm just holding, and I can't see shit. If I could see, I'd be like, all right, I'll either pull or I'll make a decision. But I couldn't see anything, and then I just like right as I'm getting hit, I just like bail the fucking bike, or I think I nose pick and just go straight into the mat, like separate the shoulder a little bit, pop back up, like yeah. And then, like an hour later, I couldn't even like lift my shoulder. Adrenaline's a hell of a drug. But yeah, way fish out of water.
Bro, I went to the Anaheim Nitro Circus like a year or two ago when Axel Hodges was riding it, and we got front row seats. We were checking it out, and this dude from the crowd, this random dude, he wasn't in the show. They let him do the roll in.
No God,
on a
random dude.
Yeah, on a little 3-wheeler, like big wheel. And the dude rolled because they didn't have rails on the side of the roll-in. He rolled right off the side of the roll-in. You know how tall that roll-in is? And he went straight to the concrete. And I don't know how he didn't like break every bone.
There's a video of that, right? I saw that.
I don't know how he didn't get hurt.
That's just a rando guy.
Some random dude.
You got hurt. How he didn't die.
But like broken half, broken femur, like real bad. He got bruised up, but he should have been buckled. Like that's high. That roll-in's high. And he just went from the start right off the edge, straight to the concrete.
This is probably why they had legal problems on trying to get parks. No, that's great.
Seems like just as long as you don't fly off the side, like when even the Travis at Pastrana Land, he's like, "Don't turn right." Like that's the rule going into this foam pit, and then
yeah, because that one dude did, and he landed like in the bucket of the Bobcat on the side of the thing. Yeah,
I remember that shot.
Yeah, foam pits can be dangerous.
What did when I was talking to Tyler, he goes, "You got to ask like Seth about like being an absolute legend in Australia, like because that was was that when you after the Crusty videos you did the Crusty they did the Crusty tour, right? And
yeah, the live shows, yeah.
And then what were you saying? Like they wanted you to pretty much replicate the videos, live.
Yeah, they per capita. Australia as a country is our biggest fans. Like everybody in the country's seen the Crusty videos. It was the biggest hit in that country. So they just wanted us to do what they saw in the videos, but for a live show. So in 1999, we went to Perth, Australia.
Way pre-Nitro Circus, kind of like live show.
Way before Nitro. And then it was a huge hit. So then we just started going back every year and doing all the cap cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. And then we did like regional tours where we would get bands and just drive to all the small like mining towns and country towns, regionals. And then it was just huge. I mean, we've seen so much of Australia just traveling around doing live shows. And that's where I actually jumped a football field. So after going for 251 feet at St. Mars and not pulling it off, I still wanted to do a distance jump. I wanted to jump a football field. That was kind of a goal of mine. So I got the chance in 2008 in Australia and jumped 301 feet. And then Evel Knievel died the next year. So then I thought, well, I'm going to jump on my Harley and see how far I can launch that. So I went back the following year.
As a memorial towards Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
On the bikes that he used to do it on.
Right.
Kind of thing.
He did the XR 750 and they came out with the XR 1200, which kind of replicated the XR 750. It's kind of that flat track looking back fender and same shape gas tank. It was just like the big brother of the 750 he jumped. So it was perfect timing that bike came out, and Harley Davidson Australia gave me one to modify, and I did the jump over there, jumped 183 feet in the parking lot right by the big bridge by the Opera House.
Harley?
On a Harley.
Holy
That's
shit.
so crazy.
Didn't you start jumping Harleys more after that?
No, that was it.
Oh, really?
That was it. I
Did
did
you
a
have to
couple.
modify it?
Yeah, I would move the foot pegs a little bit, and I put dirt bike handlebars on it, motocross handlebars, and then took some white power suspension off of a KTM and put those shocks on the back and forks. So I had stiffer suspension than a stock Harley.
How much does the whole math equation change from like doing it on a dirt bike, jumping a football field, to like, or you know, like it seemed, or how much, how much did you know about because that was in the early stages of this stuff. Like,
there's a couple issues. So the 1200 that I jumped, the Harley that I jumped, weighed 3 times the weight of a dirt bike. A dirt bike's around 210, 220 pounds. The Harley was 650 pounds. So it's like
shit.
the weight of 3 bikes. The other issue is the rear shocks. Where they mount on a Harley is on the swing arm back by the rear axle is where they mount on the swing arm. On a dirt bike, it's up at the pivot point. You know, the monoshocks up there at the pivot point. So the shaft
kicks you different.
No, but the shaft on the shock, say it's 4 inches long at the pivot point, gives you a foot of travel at the axle. But if they're bolted where the axle is, then all you got is that 4 inches of shaft. So it bounces. There's sequence.
Is that
shots.
why you trust the transition more than kind of like is that why the transitions are a little bit more drawn out so that you don't? So if you bottom out earlier.
No, the jumps were the ramps are similar to the dirt bike ones, but it's just the place that the shocks are bolted on the Harley. So it basically was bouncing off the ground. There's sequence shots of me like compacted into the bike and the back wheels like 6 inches off the ground on the landing ramp. It was like trying to bounce me over the bars. Like it landed so hard, like a ton of bricks. You could feel
like
it
Evil
pulling you
Knievel.
down. Yeah, like you could when you hit your high climax, like your highest point. It just felt like you're getting tugged back to the ground because the bike's so heavy, just
so
pulling
heavy
you down, and you landed so hard.
That's crazy. And that's it. And Harley Davidson of Australia do they still like hook you up to like the bike that you rode over today?
Yeah, no, that bike I got here actually. Etnies Shoes did a Meta Militia shoe with Deegan. So I was riding for Etnies skate shoes, and the marketing manager for Etnies did a deal with Harley one year. So anybody that was on the Team Etnies motocross team could get 40% off a brand new Harley. So a handful of us went to Harley Davidson dealership in LA, I think it was Marina Del Rey Harley, and
why not?
And got a brand new bike. So it was like 40% off sticker. So it's like I couldn't I had my chopper. I didn't really need a bike, but it was like zero down, $300 a month, and you could just ride out. You don't have to give us a dime. Just sign your name right here and ride off on a brand new bike, and you're gonna get it for 14 grand instead of 25 grand. So I'm like,
yeah, everyone's all the homies jumping on that.
Yeah, I mean, you could ride it for a couple of years and still sell it for more than you bought it for. So I was like, I can't go wrong. So I bought it. I'm glad I did because I mean, I love that bike, and
you
now
still
I've
got
taken
it
all around the world. Yeah,
That's cool. That's a good deal. I mean, buying a bike and being able to sell it a few years later, make money on it.
for sure. And Harley Davidson
I'm
Australia
in.
still takes care of me when I go over there. So each city that I go to, I'll just hit up the dealership and say, hey, I need a road glide to ride for the week while I'm here. And they loan me a bike to ride. So I've always got Harleys to ride when I'm in Australia.
Have you been deep into Australian bush? How far outside the city limits?
Well, the dead center of Australia is like Alice Springs. That's where Ayers Rock is. That big famous
big red rock.
Big red rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did a show there years ago.
Really?
Been
You did
there.
a show there?
Yeah.
Did they light it up and shit? And like y'all jumped and
No, not at the rock, but just in Alice Springs. We did a show years ago. And I've been to the Northern Territory where all the crocodiles and alligators and shit are.
Have you been
like
to
crocodiles, right? Alligators are here, yeah.
Yeah, big difference.
Right. They're a lot bigger. They're huge. And when we got there, we were flying in the newspaper that the crocodile walked into McDonald's.
You
Just,
should have jumped
walked
some.
in.
Jumped that
Right?
crocodile pit. Fonzie instead of sharks.
Fonzie, jumped in the sharks. Yeah.
That's like
When you started jumping the Harleys, was there like even a thought that you're like, this actually could be cool because this could be a lifetime, like not sponsored, but I'm jumping on these and now they're gonna keep hooking me up for the rest of my life. Like that's a pretty good. You're like, I'll jump a few jumps on this thing.
Yeah, that was a good deal. Definitely in Australia. But I was hoping that Harley America would see that and jump on board and get me to travel around to like Sturgis, Daytona Bike Week, and just do an exhibition jump over the Harley semi. So it doesn't have to be a record jump, but just do like an exhibition jump.
Just something you can not get fucked up on every
Right.
time.
But Harley America was just like, yeah, no, cool. Like they didn't want nothing to do with it. They didn't want to, because Harleys aren't really made for jumping. So they didn't see the advertisement with it. Like, okay, well, we're not building these to jump it. And it's just a liability. So if he gets hurt and our name's attacked.
No, it's durability. They're like, but
but I could also see Harley being like, I mean, it's Seth. Like the chances that he's gonna pin it and get hurt are like, it's a liability. Like the guy's a liability.
It was my last ditch effort to try to make some money on two wheels, and it didn't really take off. So I went back one more year in 2010 and actually rode a 450 4-stroke and hit the freestyle ramps. Because before then, I'd always used a 2-stroke 250 CR, but I did it on a 450 4-stroke in 2010. Hit the ramps with the boys in the stadiums, and then that was it. I haven't hit a ramp since 2010.
Really? That was the last time you hit a ramp, huh?
Done. No money. I'm not going to do it for free.
Yeah. After this,
if they came with some money right now, would you?
I thought about it because Colby Raha, I had the Harley Davidson distance record for 15 years because I did that in 2009, the early 2010, and Colby just broke my record this past August in Sturgis and I had 183 feet. He went 205 feet, and I was on that ride to Canada, the big roll ride on my Harley the week before, like in July, leading up to it, and I'm like, okay, he's going to do this. I'm confident that he's going to pull it off and break my record. I just had a feeling he had it done, and he would be all right and pull it off. So he did. But before he did, I was trying to get it in my head to get that mentality to get back on a Harley and jump again. I'm like, you know what? It's priceless. You couldn't even I thought maybe if I get $500,000, I could pay off my mortgage, and
you're literally put a price tag on the.
Yeah, I'm like thinking money wise,
realistic,
being realistic, and I'm like, you know what? Even if I'm not going to get a $500,000, nobody's going to pay that because there's no value to it. And even if I did, I'd probably still say no because I'm happy, I'm healthy, I can walk after my whole career. I'm good. I don't need to prove shit. Like I don't want to do it. Like even if that money was offered to me, I'd probably still turn it down. I'm happy. I'm healthy.
That's cool.
I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah, you did it already.
I buried that guy.
Well, fuck, you have nothing to prove. Like if anyone has nothing to prove, like
the Seth Enslow that jumped motorcycles and chased women and drank alcohol is dead to me. I buried that motherfucker 6 feet in the ground, and I didn't want to dig him back up because he's a bastard. So
he's a bastard.
I'm over that guy. He's dead. So I was just like, you know what? I don't even care how far he jumps. I'm not gonna get back on a Harley. I'm done hitting ramps. It's done. That's a thing of the past. I'm on to new, bigger and better things.
Well, fuck. That's cool. I mean, and respectfully so, because obviously you have nothing to prove. But now you're like you drove 2,700 miles here, and you said that you usually do it with like a group of friends, and like they bailed out on you, and now you did this shit by yourself. Like you drove across country on your fucking bike by yourself. That's like, obviously it's not as like crazy as like some of the crashes, but like
it's
that's
so
just
crazy.
It's a testament of just your fucking like,
love.
I'm going anyways.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to fucking send it. And the send it sounds like cliche because like everyone says fucking send it nowadays. And you are the literal fucking beginning of this. Not the actual like the word send it, but the mentality of send it is fucking you. You were really the first ones. I mean, you could say you argue the same for some of the big wave fucking YMA like Greg Long and like, but like, dude, within Moto, you created this culture of fucking all these people saying fuck it, sending it, and have the possibility of getting hurt, and just like having it fucking represent you is like kind of like part of your deal, man.
I'm a strong believer in Bruce Lee teachings, and it's all in the head, bro. If you want to do something, you just commit, you make the decision, you commit and do it. Like I drank alcohol pretty much every day for years and years. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stop drinking. And I stopped drinking. And I never touched it since for 5 years. So you got to commit to something you do. When I moved to California and I told Dana, I'll jump anything anybody else jumps and I'll do more jumps they won't do. So I pretty much put my foot in my mouth. I'm a man of my word. I said it. Now I got to do it. And like you, what I get myself into. Travis is calling you, blowing your phone up. You're not answering, but you already said it. So you got to man up and do it. You already put your foot in your mouth. What are you going to do? Be a bitch out after you say it? Once you claim something, you got to do it.
You're fucking in.
Yeah.
So
it's part
that's
of
just
it.
the way it goes.
You gotta be. I mean, yeah. Sometimes, like with Red Bull, I come up with this fucking idea, and all of a sudden, I'm fucking. Before you know it, you're in the hot fucking seat. And
Right.
it's like,
Fuck.
And
I
then you're
gotta
like,
do it.
what did I? What did I get myself into
what
now?
do you get yourself into?
Yeah. That thought's definitely crossed my mind many times. You're on the bike and you're going, what am I doing?
I mean, a part of you, like back in your days, like when you set this bar so high, and the next feat has to be like a little bit gnarlier than the last, like, and they're asking you, like, sponsors are asking you shifts, like, what are we doing? And then like you're like, you don't want to give them the iPhone fucking 13 before you give them the iPhone 8. You know, you gotta fucking like you gotta like almost
Trickle.
not go too far right out of the bat, which you probably did at Crusty 1 when you
Right.
Well, you gotta get on the map. You gotta get on the map first.
yeah.
But before I went for the record jump, I built it up slowly. Like I did a couple 200-foot jumps, and then I was going for 230 feet when the front end broke off in Vegas, and I was working my way up to it, trying to build it up to make it more valuable. And I've told Colby and Matto and stuff, I'm like, don't do these death-defying jumps for free. Make sure you're getting paid because they got value to it, and like you can't make it have no value by doing it for free.
And once one does, then it's hard for everyone else to go back on it.
Right.
So everyone has to. It's only a small handful of people doing this shit.
Yeah. And if you're in it just for the fame to make a name for yourself, then that takes the job out of it. Like, fuck fame. Pay me.
Yeah.
That's how I've always been. Like, I'm trying to make money here.
No,
I
I
don't want to
think-
be famous. I just want to make money.
Well, I
I
mean,
think
if you're going to put your life on the line and do something this crazy and get broke off where anything could happen, yeah, you want to get paid for it. You're not just
sure.
doing it for shits and giggles.
Travis has he says it best in the beginning of his documentary, 199 Lives. He comes up with this equation that's like risk to reward. And he's like, everything like is like the risk is fucking super high. The reward, he goes, what do you get out of both of these to like make you like want to do this? And everything changes. When you're younger, the equation is different. When you're middle aged, but when you're older, it's like it always changes. And so it's a really cool thing that I looked at, especially as I started to age. I was like, man, how much of the shit that we put ourselves on the line for, if you're not getting paid or you're not getting the right fucking platform to where eyes get on it, like what do you kind of like do?
If you're gonna do
and it is a real calculation and equation.
Yeah, if you're going to do something that gnarly, is there like, because everybody wants to do something gnarly, but like, is there any reward? Is this just for the ending of the section, or is this not even the ender of the section? This is going to be like a little filler, but it's high risk.
Right.
But the reward's not there.
I believe that in life, everything's kind of, you put it on a scale. You're like, okay, is it worth it? Like, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Like the good and the bad.
Life,
If the bad's outweighing the good, then you're over it.
Right.
Relationships. If the bad's outweighing the good, you need to fuck it off. You're over it. Like it's gotta be positive. It's gotta be something you really want to do and commit to. And you know, when you're younger, when I was young and poor and didn't have nothing to lose, it was different. I didn't care if I died chasing my dream. But as you get older and you buy a house and you buy a Mercedes and you got a couple Harleys in the garage, then you have a kid.
Overhead.
Now I've got a daughter to
Yeah.
live for. So like now
That
it's like, oh shit, now I'm jumping 300 feet and I could lose all this. My daughter, I can't, you know, she doesn't
The
need to-
reward changes,
Right.
and the risk now has to meet that reward, because if this is only what the reward is, then the risk can't be almost more than the reward. You know what I mean? It's like it's got to be.
He knows
right
what you
there.
mean, Shane.
I know.
I got you.
But I mean, I'm agreeing with them. Like it changes whenever you're, 19 in the middle of nowhere. You're like, my reward is pretty low right now. It's to
like
get a little.
when I had my
notoriety.
chopper, when I was in my 20s and had my chopper, I was ripping around in like 2001, 2002. We thought it was so cool to go to Sturgis because they didn't have a helmet law and we could ride without a helmet, or come to Daytona Bike Week and ride without a helmet.
Yeah.
I ride with a helmet, full face helmet everywhere. I don't care if they don't have a helmet law nowadays, because I realize like
That's
that's
so
your
interesting.
computer. You've got to protect your computer. If you hit your head, and I've had friends that have died so easily because they hit their temple, or they fell back on the ice and hit a rock that was sticking out of the ice just in the right spot of their head, and they died. and they're full stuntmen that have done all kinds of crazy shit, and just hitting their head in the right place kills them. You got to protect your melon. So definitely wear a helmet, whether there's a helmet law or not. And that's thinking of now at my age, but when I was in my 20s,
so crazy that
I didn't think that
all
way.
the shit that you done, like even when you were like when people don't wear a helmet at all and they drive to a state to not wear a helmet, you still wear it.
You finally figured it out.
These days, yeah.
What did he say in the first video? He's like, you got some serious problems you need to figure out with yourself.
He did say.
Right? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
I don't need to go to the doctor.
I don't need to go to the doctor. You got some serious problems you need to work out with yourself.
You know, part of the reason I
figured
said
it
that
out.
because I didn't have insurance and I didn't want a big doctor bill. So I'm like, I think I'm good. And he's like, well, if you can get out of the van and show us that you can at least walk, because I hadn't walked yet, they pretty much put me on a stretcher and brought me to the van, brought me to the hospital. And I said, I'm not going in there. Like, I don't have insurance. I don't want a big doctor bill. I'm fine. Just take me home. Let me sleep it off.
At that
He's like,
point, what was the most biggest injury that you felt like after that dune crash?
my lower back was just jacked from the landing. I couldn't, my lower back was so sore.
But that was it. Kind of
So-
like everything else was kind of, but could you walk after?
Well, I got out of because I didn't want to go in the hospital. I got out of the van and tippy-toed around the parking lot a little bit and then got back in the van and passed out and got a ride back to the beach. But yeah, that was a big part of it because I just knew from past experience, like if you go to the doctor, you're getting a huge doctor bill.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't have insurance, then they're going to want your money. You know, they're going to call all the time and you say, hey, I don't have no money. Oh, sorry.
I got to do another jump soon because I got no money.
Let
No,
me rest.
You get a lot of concussions, obviously, through a lot of those crashes. Like
I've been knocked out a little bit here and there for a few minutes, but not.
you
not-
roll pretty good. Like after like
Yeah,
I was
tuck and
watching
roll.
Shane, show one of those. Show one of those. It's like a montage of like your crashes, but like yeah, like what?
That's
like
here.
as
That's in New Smyrna, isn't it?
Yeah, that was
Like,
that was in Florida.
even
yeah.
after you like your bike meets contact, you actually like tumble. You're a cat, kind of like you get through it pretty damn good.
Oh, this is the Fresno Smooth one I was talking about. See you ride it out, and then
Ride it
watch
out.
this right to my feet.
he's stoked. He's like, I got it.
Dude, flat.
Shot.
That was the freestyle event. I think that was Tacoma.
The Tacoma Dome. The Wombat.
Like that was a good throw to fucking get right back to
Cat
your
scratch
feet.
out.
I mean, like,
Cat
dude,
scratch.
It's very
Cat
much
scratch
like a
fever.
cat, dude.
Oh.
That one hurt.
that would hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, Deegan.
Dude, watch out, camera, dude.
Here comes the.
This was South Africa,
Bruh.
actually Namibia. We drove from Johannesburg, South Africa, all
What?
the way to the Skeleton Coast in Africa.
No way.
Yeah, there was lions and zebras on the side.
And you
of the
got how'd
road.
you get your bikes there? You shipped them?
Guys that lived there
Oh my God.
lined them up for us.
That was
Dude.
one of the Crusty
Oh,
that was
movies,
brutal.
right?
That was Steel Roots, McGrath's movie, Steel Roots. I cased that thing in my hand.
That's the one.
Broke
you,
your arm.
Yeah, bent my hand, dislocated my wrist.
Oh, that's nasty. It's so good. I mean, for all the viewers or listeners that aren't watching this, you're missing some solid.
Yeah.
There
Go
it
watch
is.
it on YouTube
Is
right
that
now. Give us
855?
subscribe.
That's 855. Yeah.
But like Seth is just like
Oh, this one, the handlebars
Dude,
broke my ribs.
he's either crashing or
Oh.
barely crashing. That broke your ribs too.
Yeah, the handlebars went right into my ribs and broke it. That was Costa Rica.
Yeah, you just ride off into the
Just
jungle,
right
dude.
into the
You
jungle.
went to Colombia.
I got a hipper on that one.
To Colombia.
Damn,
so
dude.
good.
Seth,
Few swellbows, few hippers.
It's like,
how the fuck are you even here right now? Like, dude, I mean, obviously you hear Cat 9 Lives, but like, dude, you couple of those when you rewatch those, or is it easy for you to watch, or do you really think like how close you came to like probably not fucking being able to like talk the way you talk?
You know, that's part of the reason I stopped drinking alcohol, because I was like, you know, how many close calls does a man get before his card's up? Like how many near-death experiences where if that would have been 1 second earlier or 1 second later, that car would have hit me, or like, you know,
Any one of those fucking
any
things.
things could have happened. So it's just like so many close calls. It's like, you know what, how many times are you going to roll the dice?
Well fucking said, dude.
So yeah. Sometimes eventually you got to retire the dice.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, dude, I've hit some big gaps, but dude, I can't imagine like putting yourself out there when that's your genre. Like you can't. Like there's not a lot of in between. Like, fuck, dude, you're gnarly.
Yeah.
There's a switch that you used to have to flip, the fuck it switch, and you'd be like, all right, well, I'm not going to take a bunch of runs at this jump and not hit it. So
I'm going
3 strikes, you're out. If you take 3 runs at it and still don't hit it, then just put the bike back in the truck and call it.
Yeah.
So you need to hit it on the 3rd run or the 4th, or if you take 3 runs, that's max. Like 3 strikes, you're out. Hit it or don't. So I see guys like just taking all these speed runs. I'm just like, man, you're just doing your head in. Like either be confident enough to hit it or you're scared you're going to psych yourself out and you're going to get hurt. So just put the bike away.
I think it's interesting, man. Like, and people say like the swords are sharp on both sides. I think the way that you could turn on the way you were at 19 and take a chance and just like fucking hit that throttle, and the way that you can turn it off at this, like as you like age and get the way to just find that point and just like be able to turn it on and shut it off, I think is like an interesting thing that a lot of people don't really do like really good, but like, and it seems like it's like maybe a compulsive fucking kind of thing, but like you're really thought out, and I don't know. It's just interesting how you like came in and just took a chance on something so fast and then were able to like contently and comfortably shut it all off and kind of like ride off across to the Yukon, to Alaska, or do whatever you want to get your rocks off. And they're doing the same thing, holding the same handlebars that you love to do in a more safer and kind of just like more just like, I guess, how you evolve as anything. But like, I think it's fascinating.
I still enjoy the challenge, and I still love 2 wheels, but I do get my 2-wheel fix on my Harleys more than on my dirt bikes these days. I still ride trails here and there. I still have a dirt bike or 2 or 3. I'll always have dirt bikes, but I just haven't hit ramps anymore, and I don't go to the track because I'd just be disappointed in myself. I'd get arm pump, and I wouldn't hit all the jumps, and kids on 60s are hitting them, so then I want to go back and hit all the jumps. Then I want to go back and get my, my endurance up so I could ride longer than a few laps, and I just don't have the time or desire. I've been there, done that. It's like I only do things for a little while and I get sick of them. So like I've been operating heavy equipment for the last few years, but not all year long. I'll do it for a few months, and then I don't want to see a tractor for a while, and I'll go do drywall or remodel houses or hang windows or do flooring or pour concrete or do other jobs, because I've got skills for a lot of different jobs and I've got tools for every job, and I can pretty much fix anything or build anything. So I like to just keep it fresh, keep it challenging, do different stuff. But doing the same thing over and over every single day, man, it's like you get in a rut, and like that's when people just like get comfortable or they just shut down, and then they just it's just no fun anymore. And it's like you gotta keep life interesting and exciting and challenging, and keep it happy, because we're only here a short time. And you got to know when to call it, because I've seen guys come out of retirement and try to do a dangerous sport again and end up in a wheelchair or end up dead, So it's like you got to know when it's time to quit.
Yeah. And honestly, like I know Parks just said it, but it's very impressive, and it's very amazing that you were able to just go, I'm out. And I don't, because a lot of people, that does drive them to want to do more, and they feel that fame and they feel that their name was something and they want to do that. Like, I mean, I don't wakeboard anymore, but there are times where I think I'm like, could I get back on it? And how long would I have to ride to be able to
get back on it, Shane?
Get back on.
Come on.
No, I ain't getting back on it. But I mean, all 3 of us, like, no, it's like you had that feeling of what it was to ride good and make an impact. And it's like, I want that feeling again, but to be able to just step away and be like, it's a part of the past. It's tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a higher risk, and I just don't want to be hurt anymore. I enjoy being healthy.
I feel you there too.
Walking with somewhat no limp.
Yeah.
Sometimes I limp a little bit because I had a rod in my femur for so long, it kind of messed up my hip. So sometimes I'll limp a little bit, but for the most part, I feel pretty good for all the crashes I've had. I mean,
you got to have a limp to prove it.
Yeah, right? Got to have a little limp. Prove you rode that bull.
Yeah.
let's take one more quick little break real quick, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
You have your songs on like Spotify.
I put one on Spotify, and then I have the other just like on my phone that we recorded because I just wrote them on pretty much on my guitar, like sitting on the couch for campfires kind of thing. And then my buddy helped me like record it with a full band and like bring them all to life. So it's like, but
is that Jake?
Yeah, Jake Owen. Yeah,
My buddy.
but.
What's he up to? I haven't heard from him for a while. He had a few hits.
Yeah. He's dude. He's awesome, man. I spent a 4th of July with him up on his houseboat up in at Center Hill Lake, and he helped me record those songs. But yeah, he's still banging out some hits. I'm going up to in a couple of weeks. I'm going up to his place for I'm butchering the name. It's like Ulawahi. It's like his own like backyard like golf tournament that he does, like bucket golf.
Oh yeah.
He like buries a bucket into like the grass and does like little mini par threes.
He didn't hit me up?
No,
he knows I got a swing?
He needed a good
knows I
golfer.
got a
He
swing?
needed a good golfer.
Oh.
Burn.
Does he still do any tours on like tag on with?
Yeah.
any
He's still
bands?
touring. He
still
just
touring?
released a new album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Check it out. What are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. We music. We were wrapping it up. I mean, we got.
Oh yeah. What? So yeah, you have been. You've been playing. You play a lot of guitar or.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
get
play
into
a
it?
lot. I just wanted to play guitar when I was young, and there was a lady from my mom's church that came over and taught me a few chords, and I just started playing. I was probably 12 or 13, and I've just always had a guitar ever since. And I don't play it enough because I get busy and sidetracked with work and other things. But
kind of played it through the years and
on and off. And
you write a lot of songs.
I've written a few. Yeah, I've written a few songs about like when I broke my femur in 2002 at Manny's house. I wrote a song about being stuck on the couch with a broken femur. So there's some lyrics.
Is it on Spotify or does it live?
No, I haven't recorded it, but I play it live sometimes, and people are like, "You wrote that song, huh? You were talking about like broken femurs and shit." I'm like, "Yeah, that's one of the songs. It's actually called Mr. Gravity."
Mr.
Gravity.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I'd like to get it recorded. I've got a couple songs that I've written that I'd like to get recorded. So that's kind of one of my goals for this year is get some music going out there. I got some tours happening in Australia mid-August till mid-September with a couple of buddies from over there that are going to jam with me and play their own music. And I'll play. We're doing like a tattoo, motorcycle, old car show kind of thing. So I've toured all of Australia for so many years. I like to keep going back. So I go there to tattoo.
They love you down there, man. You got to get back down there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a chance for them to come and get a tattoo from me, but also it's like a meet and greet. They're hanging out with me for a couple hours. So I'm taking pictures with them. They're getting asked questions. So it's more
what a
than
better
just
meet and
tattoo.
greet than that. You actually like not only rub elbows, but you get a tattoo by you, and then like
Right. So
they get to watch you like play with it. Who are you touring with?
Zed Charles is his name. And yeah, he just released a blues album that topped the charts, the blues charts. He's really good. And
how many shows are you doing down there?
we're doing a full month, so every weekend.
Damn, that's gonna be so sick.
month.
Have you toured much in the States, or is it?
I did the Lost Highway events, so I think it was back in 2000. It was before COVID, so maybe 2017 or 18, 19, something like that. Before COVID, they did it at Glen Helen, and Toby Keith was headlining, and I played on the side stage right before Social Distortion played.
Oh, sick!
Nice.
I threw a band together, had a stand-up bass, had a
No way,
violin,
really?
had a harmonica.
Last second, you just threw it together.
Yeah, I just got some musicians together, had a
See,
slide
that's
guitar.
fucking balls to do. Like only that you have the throttle to kind of like squeeze on, and kind of like.
Yeah, it's cool that like there's enough musicians out there that if they'll let them know that you're gonna do some things and have a gig, they're like, I'll play.
I want it. Send
What
it to
songs
me.
we playing?
Yeah.
Send me the songs. I'll learn them. So I've got a few different drummers that I could choose from, or you know whether their schedules allow it or whatever in America. And I've done some. Me and Bubba So like I said, 2010 was the last time I went to Australia and hit ramps doing live shows. But 2011, 12, and 13, me and Bubba kept going back to Australia, just the two of us. So we do these spoken word tours at pubs where people could come, ask questions.
That sounds fucking amazing.
Show some videos, just talk with people, and then
I spent some time with Bubba over the years. He is. Dude, I can imagine you two. Shout out Bubba, dude. I can imagine you two getting together on stage. That's a good spoken word, kind of like Q&A kind of thing. Huh?
It was cool. So I had a couple covers that I was playing and a few originals, and I just would grab my acoustic and play some music and then do that little spoken word tour that we played. And Zed and his band toured with us. So we had live music, and that was, like I said, 2011 through 2013. And then we didn't do much for a while. And I went back there in 23 with Bubba for a monster truck show and caught up with Zed, and we had a little jam, and he's like, man, we need to put some music together. So I was like, line it up. So I was just there in October, November, played up at Airlie Beach for the Airlie Beach Music Festival. Me and Zed played downtown on Main Street, did a few songs at a little bar, and he loved it. So he's like, I'm putting together a tour for us. So it's going to be tattooing going on. There's going to be Harley Davidson shops. So there's going to be Harley rides and bikes there, like old cars, hot rods, things like that. And just like a full day for people to come and hang out, listen to some live music and get a tattoo and check out some cool rides and go for a little Harley rip around the hills. And, kind of like what me and Scott are doing, ripping down the Key West on Saturday. So just get some
tattoos too.
I'm going to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
You ready?
Do you have your kit with you?
No, I didn't bring it because I'm fully loaded on
Can
my
we
bike.
go to a place and then
That's what I was thinking. We could probably find somebody, tattoo shop.
You know some people
in Florida.
I'd get one.
Do some ink. Sling some ink.
Parks is questioning it now. He's like, I might have just threw that.
No,
I've
got two tattoos.
What is that?
It's just a line.
Just
There's two lines. Well, one Dom Hernler gives a shitty line. So me and Dom were trying to get a whole tally. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then across. And my biggest hiccup was like getting the first tattoo. So I just wanted to get one, and I figured I'd get a lot after. Wasn't the case. But I can turn this into anything. Mom, Parks.
You can turn with one line. You can turn it almost into anything. Yeah.
But
I remember one of the first times I met you, Seth. Is I was up in the room. It was with one of the Mellow Militia dudes. I think it was Twitch, and maybe me and Danny were up there hanging out, and y'all were sharing a room, or you came out of the shower, and you were like, we were just hanging out, and you came around the corner, and you're just like, oh shit, people in here. And I remember just being like, holy shit, not only is that like Seth Enslow, but he's like so fucking tatted and bigger than I thought. Like
and you were probably high as shit.
I was like, I was high as shit. I was probably like 15, 16. And I remember just being like, oh shit. Like this, I'm terrified right now. Like you scared the shit out of me. And it was like, I just remember that being like, that dude's. He's gnarly, just even like coming around the corner, like
in a towel.
In a towel, I was just like, "I'm out of here. Sorry, guys. See ya." But
sorry, buddy.
No, it's okay.
Scarred him.
I mean, shortly after, I realized you were really nice and really cool.
And it was after that Shane got a Jessica Rabbit tattoo.
Yeah, and then now I've got a few.
So do you remember David Mann? He used to paint all the Harley Davidsons. He's the painter, so all the Easy Rider magazines, it looked like a photo. He would just paint like the bearded bikers with chicks on the back flashing their tits, and like the bikes like old shovel heads and knuckleheads. He was just the Harley Davidson painter. So the double page spread in like Easy Rider magazines and stuff, it'd be a David Mann painting. He's passed away now, but they do a David Mann Chopper Fest in Ventura, California every year. Even since he's passed away, it still goes on, and they have live music. So I've played there a couple of years with my friend Jennifer. We just pick a couple duet cover songs to play, and I played there a couple months ago. And going back to Australia in August to play some more. So it's good. I'm just thinking it's time. I've been putting it off for too long. I need to get some songs recorded and just do some more live shows. And my whole trunk right now is filled with my tent, sleeping bag, and air mattress, but I know enough people that I don't really use it. I end up sleeping on people's couches or floors, and if it's just me by myself without an entourage of 5 other dudes, then it makes it easier to crash wherever I need to go. So next time I'm going to bring a guitar because I actually took off one of my saddlebags and mounted a guitar case on there.
Throw the axe on that.
So
fucking
yeah,
thing.
so my acoustic guitar fits on the side of it.
Love it.
There's some footage on my Instagram of me rolling my Harley up to Ventura this year with my guitar case mounted on where the saddlebag goes. So it's possible.
That's sick.
Put the tattoo
driving,
gear in the trunk.
driving down the
tour.
road and seeing Seth on his Harley with his like guitar there is just, you're just like, that dude's fucking
I mean, see,
living.
you just go to bars that they already have the PA set up, and you just show up and plug in. You're like on a world tour by yourself on your fucking bike.
And just do some tattoos to pay for some fuel along the way, and just bounce around and visit family and friends all over America. So I kind of got that flash when I was riding out here this year, and I was just like, you know what? I don't need to bring my tent and my sleeping bag and hog up all that space. I'll bring my tattoo equipment and my guitar next time. Because I'll be back. This isn't the first, wasn't the only.
Let's go,
time.
dude. We'll look forward to the Seth Enslow episode 2, man. Well, shit, man. Maybe we should, dude, that was a good ending note right there. Damn, man. My cheeks really hurt right now from just spiraling from these damn stories, dude. Seth, thank you for riding 2,725 miles all the way here for the podcast. No, I'm just joking. That wasn't really the case, but dude, seriously, thank you for coming on, and seriously, Scotty B, thank you for showing up as well, man, helping the banter along. Dude, I don't even really know what else to say, man, but I mean, for your contributions, everything you did for the sport, and the way you're living right now, dude, you're a real inspiration to me, always have been. And then, like I said, if you would have told a young me I'd be sitting here doing this, having this conversation, I wouldn't think it'd be real, dude. So
two of our biggest idols.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
Like, yeah, it's pretty wild. But thank you both. This is really good. I enjoyed this thoroughly.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
Keep it up, guys. Keep it up, guys.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Doing a good job, mate.
Being in the first actually episode when Mastercraft is the sponsor of the podcast. Thank you. We didn't do the spin to win yet.
We didn't do a spin to win.
We'll plug it in there.
Yeah, we can either plug one in or we'll do 2 spin to wins next episode or whatever. We can figure it out.
Sounds good.
Thank you to all the Patreon members.
Yeah, thanks, Patreon.
Everybody subscribing.
Well.
There we go.
Love y'all. Thanks y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night, Seth. Love you, dude. Bye.
Thanks, boys.
Love y'all. Episode, what was it? 35.
35.
Bow.